Live from David Allen Memorial Ballpark in downtown Enid, Oklahoma, the NJCAA Division II World Series continues. Day 5 action and game number 13 coming your way. This game was supposed to take place last night, but Mother Nature had other plans as the Des Moines Area Community College Bears, ranked number 4 in the country at 51-13, will take on the 6th-ranked Western Oklahoma State Pioneers at 46-15. A couple of undefeated teams, as only 5 teams remain in our World Series bracket. Good afternoon. The rains have subsided, at least for the brief moment, along with Ricky Rogo, our producer-engineer on the radio side, Mike Nelson and Tom Nelson with NJCAA TV. My name is Matt Howell. Last night, in the late innings of the Catawba Valley and Heartland game, thunderstorms surrounded the community of Enid. Lightning was all around us. We got very little rain, but because of the lightning, we had to suspend that game in the 8th inning and wound up finishing up just after 10:30 last night. But that meant that Western Oklahoma State and DMACC in this winner's bracket contest would not be able to get their game in a night ago. So they moved it to today at noon, and we hope to get as much baseball in as possible as thunderstorms are in the forecast again, and we could see the same volatility in the skies that we know these two teams are capable of on the field. They're both undefeated thus far. Western Oklahoma State is 2-0 in tournament play. They beat Grand Rapids, Michigan on Saturday night 9-1 in 7 innings. And then yesterday, or 2 days ago I should say, Western defeated Scottsdale, Arizona 8-5, getting a couple of big innings in the 5th and 6th to pull away from the Artichokes. Now, DMACC did not start their tournament until Sunday, and what a win it was. A 3-run 9th inning rally to defeat the number 1 team in the country, LSU Eunice, 4-3. But because they played on Sunday, their second game was supposed to be last night. DMACC has been sitting around for much of this tournament with only 1 game under their belt. A lot of rest for the Bears, but also a lot of jitters, I'm sure, to get on the field, and they finally will for the second time here this afternoon. This is an outstanding matchup. A couple of teams that during the regular season played in this ballpark against the home school, NOC Enid, and a couple of teams that can really swing the bats. Our matchup features the number 3 and 4 ranked teams in team batting average in all of Division II junior college baseball. DMACC swings it at .356, their team batting average. That's 3rd in the country. Western Oklahoma State is 4th at .348. So 2 teams that can really swing it and 2 teams that have high home run totals. And they have several players, both teams do, ranked in the top 25 in home runs. For Western Oklahoma State, there are 3 of them. Michael Cruz is ranked 15th in the country. Sherman LaCruz ranked 25th. And Elvis Rodriguez, who was the big hero in the win over Scottsdale, is ranked number 4 overall in the country with 14 home runs this season. For DMACC, they feature Alex Lasham, who is the number 1 home run hitter in all of Division II junior college baseball with 19 home runs, and Colin Keefe, who is 11th in homers with 13. So the long ball could be prevalent, perhaps. It's a good day for it. The winds are slight in from right field, and we have overcast skies and a much cooler start to the day than we've had throughout the rest of the tournament. It's Western Oklahoma State and Des Moines Area Community College coming up in a winner's bracket matchup, a game resumed from last night. More pregame is on the way, as this is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. We're back at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, just moments away from first pitch between DMACC, Des Moines Area Community College from Boone, Iowa, and Western Oklahoma State from Altus, Oklahoma, a couple of undefeated teams. Only 5 teams remain in our World Series. The winner of this game and the loser of this game both will have to play a doubleheader, at least scheduled today. That's if no weather affects our play. The winner of this game will move on and play tonight again at 7 o'clock against Madison, Wisconsin, who is also undefeated. There are 3 undefeated teams and 2 teams left that have 1 loss. The loser of this game will play the very next game at 3:30 against LSU Eunice for their tournament life. So we are in game number 13, just a handful of games left, and this is an all-important contest to get to play Madison, and that game tonight at 7 o'clock is oh so huge. If you win that game, you are really sitting well, the only undefeated team left in the tournament with just a couple of days left to play. These 2 teams are no stranger to playing each other in the World Series. In fact, last year, Western Oklahoma State eliminated DMACC 12-4. DMACC lost early in the tournament. They had to fight their way back. They won several games and got deep into the tournament before Western Oklahoma State won, and they went on to win the championship. And their 5th consecutive World Series appearance is this year, their 4th trip to Enid for DMACC, also their 5th World Series appearance. 4 of those are coming in the last 5 years, and this is their 3rd trip to Enid, Oklahoma. It's DMACC and Western Oklahoma State coming up in our winner's bracket contest. We'll pause. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Coaches and players, the National Junior College Athletic Association is committed to the ideas of good sportsmanship, safety, and fair play. We ask all fans, coaches, and players to show respect for the opposing team, and officials, and each other before, during, and after today's game. Persons throwing objects or participating in other acts in conflict with good sportsmanship, safety, and fair play are subject to rejection and prosecution. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated.
Just moments away from first pitch between DMACC and Western Oklahoma State. The 2 head coaches meeting at home plate, Kurt Russell and Dan Fitzgerald. 2 of the finer coaches in all of Division II junior college baseball that have been able to get their teams to the World Series a combined 9 times out of the last 10 years. 5 in a row for Western Oklahoma State, 4 of 5 for DMACC. And these 2 teams came in as 2 of the favorites to bring home a national championship. Only 1 national championship between them. That was Western Oklahoma State's last season, and they beat DMACC 12-4 on their way to the title late in that tournament. We should have had a huge crowd. I think a huge crowd would have been here last night for that 7 o'clock game. A much smaller crowd today. It's a Wednesday at noon. Tough for the local fanfare to come out and make their appearance, but they have supported this tournament well, and as more and more folks get off for lunch, I think the stands will fill up. A lot of fans from Altus, about a 3.5 hour drive from Enid, made the trip up last night just to be disappointed and had to go back home. But Western Oklahoma State is the home team on the scoreboard as they huddle by the third base line, and they are nearly set to take the field wearing their all-white uniforms trimmed in green and gold, and here come the Pioneers. So DMACC will swing it first, 1-0 in tournament play, 51-13 overall. Let's set the lineup for Dan Fitzgerald. He will lead off with his center fielder, Edwin Medina. Batting second is the shortstop, Blake Schmidt. Hitting third, the power-hitting first baseman, Alex Lasham. Batting cleanup at second base, Sean Moore. Hitting fifth, the third baseman, Jake Noss. Batting sixth, the DH, Colin Keith. In the seventh spot is the catcher, Brad Lamberty. Hitting eighth, the right fielder, Dalton Leschke. He's become a YouTube sensation after that fine catch he had against LSU Eunice. And batting ninth in left field, Cody Williams. On the mound for DMACC this afternoon is Cody Beam. Beam is 6'2", 205 pounds from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Some of the numbers on Beam this year: he is 8-4 with a 4.07 ERA, game number 16, start number 13. The defense for Western Oklahoma State in left field, Esteban Paula. In center field, Sherman LaCruz, and Michael Cruz is in right. The third baseman is Sean McAndrews. At shortstop, Francisco Rosario. Rafael Pena is at second base with Elvis Rodriguez at first. Doing the catching is Hazel Wesson, and on the mound, Erlen Santos. Santos is the #1 pitcher for Western Oklahoma State. He's from the Dominican Republic, 6'1", 190 pounds. Western rolled the dice just a little bit in this tournament. They started down staff in the win over Grand Rapids, won that game very easily, came back with their #2 pitcher, Michael Peoples, a couple of days ago, and they saved Santos for this moment. They thought they could get here without having to use him, and they were exactly right. And so a big ace in the hole for Kurt Russell. They have their ace on the mound against a very good DMACC hitting club. The ball goes around the infield. Edwin Medina will step in from the right side, and we are nearly ready for this matchup of Division II Junior College Powers, DMACC and Western Oklahoma State. It should be a great one. We're glad to have you with us no matter where you're at, whether it's local radio on ESPN Radio, KCRC, or watching us online at NJCAA TV. So Santos is ready. Medina is in. The tall right-hander from Western Oklahoma State sports a fine record this year of 11-2. He's in the windup, and the first pitch of the game is a strike right down the middle, and we're underway. Santos with an ERA of 2.27, 91 in the third innings pitched. He's given up 43 walks and 104 strikeouts. Big-time numbers. The 0-1 to Medina, just a bit outside, off the corner. Tell Santos wanted that pitch as well. Only one game for DMACC, and Medina was certainly a spark plug for them in that contest. He had 4 hits and 5 at-bats, scored a run, had a couple of doubles, and he takes it high and outside. 2 balls and a strike. Schmidt and Lasham will follow if anyone can reach Sean Moore. First baseman Elvis Rodriguez is playing in, giving some instructions to Santos, trying to get him calmed down. Guarantee you he's been chomping at the bit to toe the rubber. He's not used to waiting until the third game of a tournament to get out there. Now the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. A 93-mile-an-hour fastball that Medina was late on. Edwin Medina, 5'8", 170. He's from Toa Baja, Puerto Rico. So a couple of young men that are from the Caribbean, Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew a fastball right by Medina. You'll see a lot of that from Santos. More than a strikeout per inning, over 100 Ks this year. So leadoff man retired. That brings in Blake Schmidt, the shortstop. Puts a lot of pressure on this DMACC offense when you have to face a guy like Santos. He was the winning pitcher in the national championship game last year. He beat Jones County, Mississippi, and beat them handily. Final of that game, I believe, was 11 or 12-1. Schmidt takes a strike right down the middle at 94. Santos will definitely be catching the attention of scouts that are in the ballpark today. Outfield, infield, playing straight up. The 0-1 to Schmidt. He shows bunt and takes a ball outside. Blake Schmidt, and the victory over LSU Eunice on Sunday, I should say, had 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Had an RBI, scored a couple of times. That big 9th inning rally They got started because of an error. DMACC scored 3 in the top of the 9th. Schmidt takes it inside, scooting the hips out of the way. Nothing but hard stuff so far from Erlen Santos. It's an overcast day. The sun will be in and out of the clouds pretty much all afternoon long, and the threat of thunderstorms will increase as the day goes on. Here Schmidt hits a high fly deep down the right field line, but it goes foul. It had home run distance, banging off the indoor practice facility, but it was about 30 to 40 feet foul. You can hear the drums and the 5-gallon buckets and shakers for the Western fans that sit by that third base dugout. That's their trademark. They come to the World Series and they make a lot of noise. Play with a lot of energy. Some teams resent them for that. I find that admirable. 2-2 is high and away. I just like the energy they play with. Sometimes it's taken out of context, I think, by a lot of opposing teams and fans. But they play as hard as anybody in the country. So 3-2 on Blake Schmidt. A right-handed hitter against Santos. He struck out the leadoff man and the payoff pitch. That's low, ball 4. Santos didn't miss by much, but Schmidt, the first base runner for the Bears. And it brings in the biggest power hitter in this tournament, Alex Lasham. Well, you say, how big of a power threat is Lasham? He leads the country in home runs with 19, and he's 4th in America with 71 RBIs. Had a bit of a rough start to the tournament. He went 0 for 5 against LSU Eunice. All that means is that he's due. He also carries a .376 batting average entering World Series play. A runner on, a man out, just underway. Game that was supposed to be played last night, delayed until today. As Lasham takes a fastball too high. That's at 96 on the radar gun. My goodness. Erlen Santos has some gas. But so far, he hasn't had to throw much else. When you got a fastball like that, against most opponents, you won't have to throw anything else. LaCruz playing a couple of steps into right center. The pause, and time called. Santos was taking way too long. He was holding the ball, trying to see if Blake Schmidt might take off early or take the legs away from it. Rodriguez holds him on at first. DMACC wears their gray pants and navy blue tops, Western in the all whites. The 1-0. Check swing. Lasham went too far. That was the first breaking ball by Santos. A slider low and away. Lasham is from Inver Grove Heights, Minnesota. There's several Minnesotans on this team. Schmidt from Eden Prairie. Lasham from Inver Grove Heights. A couple of Brooklyn Park, Minnesotas, Coon Rapids, Woodbury. There goes the runner at first. The pitch is high. The throw is way off the mark, and it goes into center field. It was deflected by Rosario. Schmidt will take third. Hazel Wesson made a very poor throw to second base. Rosario, in fact, the shortstop, was the second man to back up the play, and the throw was so bad and so off the mark that Rosario had to reverse field, try to go back to his left, and the ball hit his mitt, caromed into left center field, and that meant that Schmidt was easily going to make third base. It's a stolen base and an E2, and DMACC has a runner at third with only 1 out and a 2-1 count on Alex Lasham. These scenarios, DMACC was not very good in against LSU Eunice. They really struggled to score runs until that 9th inning. Had a lot of opportunities, left a lot of people on base. Santos goes out of the stretch, and the 2-1 pitch. Ground ball pulled left side. That's going to get him home. Shortstop Rosario backhands, and he throws out Lasham, but he picks up his 72nd RBI, and it's 1-0 DMACC. The Bears scored a run on the top of the first inning against LSU Eunice and went on to victory. Any way you can score runs against Erlen Santos, you'll take it. So far, that run is unearned because of the error that allowed Schmidt to make third base. But Lasham does the job, putting the ball in play. And with 2 away and nobody on, here is Sean Moore. Moore, the cleanup hitter. His back foot is in the extreme back and near corner of home plate. He takes a strike right down the middle. Means that back foot is crowding the plate and he is deep in the batter's box. Sean leads DMACC with a .414 batting average. 8 home runs and 47 driven home. Santos is 0-1. That's high and wide. .79 degrees to start our game. That's where we started the day yesterday. Wound up into the 90s before the storms moved through. It's supposed to be much cooler tomorrow. Moore takes a curveball right down central. Pretty pitch by Santos. He has Moore in a 1-2 hole. If Sean Moore could reach, Jake Noss waits next. 1-0 DMACC in the top of the first. The walk, stolen base, and the catcher throwing error, followed by an RBI ground out. DMACC certainly manufactured that run. The 1-2 pitch, high and outside. Few folks from the Des Moines area. Boone, Iowa is where the school is located. They've made the trip here, sitting behind the first base dugout. Few fans from Altus on the third base side. The 2-2 pitch, way outside, a full count. Santos's pitch count getting up there here in the top of the first inning. Exactly what DMACC wants to do, work the count, force Santos to go deep into counts and maybe get him out of the game in the middle to later innings. He's the ace of the Western staff. Slight breeze today, it blows in from right. And on 3-2, Sean Moore takes ball 4, low and away. Well, DMACC continues to be patient. A couple of walks drawn by Bear batters, and Noss will get a chance to hit. Jake Noss, the third baseman, at .328 batting average, 4 home runs and 46 RBIs. DMACC has a core group of guys that have really done well driving in runs this year. Noss with 46, Moore 47, Medina has 52. LaShawn with 71. The on-deck man, Keefe, has 60. Then 3 others that are in the 30s. Swing and a miss as Noss late on a 91-mile-an-hour heater. He was up there ready to hack. Jake is from Illinois, Arlington Heights. He's a redshirt freshman. Trying to change a little bit of the luck, the way things are going, as is uniform pants bloused at the knees. The navy blue stirrup socks. Move to first, they've got him picked off, and tagged out is Sean Moore. He wanted to run, Santos picked him off as Moore was leaning to second, and the inning is over. A run, though, for DMACC. No hits, there was a key error, and nobody left on as Western bats. It's 1-0 DMACC. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting cage and the bullpen. Bottom line, it takes hard work when nobody's watching to join your team on the big stage as you compete for a World Series title. Advanced Pierre Food Company believes in supporting all Enid sports programs and local events, and they are proud to sponsor the NJCAA World Series. Advanced Pierre Food would like to wish the players, coaches, and fans good luck in the JUCO World Series. Let's play ball from Advanced Pierre Food Company.
Forbes magazine calls Central Iowa the best place in America for business and careers. If you want a great career, Central Iowa is the place to be. And if you want a great education, come to DMACC this fall. DMACC offers you a practical education that focuses on skills employers are looking for. And by the way, you'll save thousands of dollars in tuition. Fall classes start August 23rd.
Western Oklahoma State bats in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 DMACC, scoring an unearned run courtesy of an Alex LaShawn ground out to shortstop. Let's set Kurt Russell's Western Oklahoma State lineup. Leading off is the left fielder Esteban Paula. Hitting second, the DH Marty Dunlap. Michael Cruz will bat third in right field. Elvis Rodriguez, the hero against Scottsdale, hits cleanup at first base. Batting fifth, the third baseman Sean McAndrews. In the sixth spot is shortstop Francisco Rosario. Batting seventh in center field, Sherman LaCruz. Hitting 8th at second base, Rafael Pena, and batting 9th, the catcher, Hazel Wesson. The defense for DMACC, Cody Williams is in left field, Edwin Medina in center, and Dalton Luschke in right. Jake Noss plays at third, Blake Schmidt the shortstop, Sean Moore is at second, with Alex Lasham at first. Brad Lamberty will catch for Cody Beam. Beam is a right-hander, 6'2", 205, and a sophomore from Coon Rapids, Minnesota. He is 8-4 with a 4.07 ERA, his 16th appearance. He has now 13 starts, 73 innings pitched. He has struck out 62 and walked just 19. He faces Esteban Paula and issues a fastball high and tight. Paula is definitely the spark plug for this Western Oklahoma State offense. He plays with tons of energy, and he gets hit by a pitch. A fastball by Cody Beam ran inside and hits Paula on the left leg. So Western already with the runner on. They just come at you in waves. It doesn't seem to matter what inning it is. Rarely do they have a 1-2-3 frame, and they are always a threat to put together a big inning. Paola's been getting on base 70% of the time during the World Series, and that will just help his cause. Marty Dunlap, the hitter, he takes a strike over at the knees. Dunlap having a nice World Series. He's 5 for 9 with a home run and 4 RBIs. The 0-1 pitch, way outside, nice backhand by the catcher Lamberty, moving into the left-handed batter's box. Dunlap's had a great year offensively, .431 batting average, that is 18th best in the country. And on 1-1, he squares to bunt, does bunt back to the mound. Up with it, Beam, his only play is at first, and he throws out Dunlap on the sacrifice. That's a very un-Western Oklahoma State-like move, especially early in a game. The Pioneers normally play for big innings all the time. They don't bunt that often, and Dunlap decides to sacrifice in the first inning, moving Paula to scoring position for Michael Cruz. If you were with us on Saturday in the first Western game, I was relaying some of the thoughts of Kurt Russell about Michael Cruz, a young man that injured his elbow during the offseason and just didn't have much throwing motion for a while. He got down in the dumps and gained some weight. All of a sudden, he started to get that throwing motion back as he swings and misses at a fastball. And once he did, his heart got back in the game and he lost that weight. He's been tearing the cover off the ball lately. He has 11 home runs, which is 15th in the country. He's also 15th in RBIs. He takes a fastball low at 93 from Cody Beam, so a couple of hard-throwing right-handers in this afternoon's contest. Cruz, like several of his teammates from the Dominican Republic, left-handed batter. With a runner at second, the pick back to second base, hits the runner, but the ball caroms on the infield, not far enough away that Paula can try to move up, and Esteban may have been injured. That ball hit him in the left calf muscle, it looked like, on the pickoff play by Beam. That thing will knot up real nice later today. Both of these teams will have to play a doubleheader, win or lose. If you lose, you turn around and play the very next game at 3:30. If you win, it's tonight at 7 against Madison. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a foul straight back into the screen. Cruz's batting average was .360 coming into the World Series. 11 homers and those 59 RBIs. Western Oklahoma State team, not quite as high of average as we're used to seeing when they get to the World Series, but still good enough to be 4th in the country, .348. Beam has him set up. The 1-2, just outside, tried an off-speed delivery and missed. Paula hit by a pitch, leading off the inning. Dunlap with the sacrifice bunt. Elvis Rodriguez waits next. Several of these players from Western back from that national championship team. The 2-2. In the dirt, Cruz would not chase the zone. Sirens blaring in the background as it's 1-0 DMACC in the bottom of the first inning. A 3-2 pitch to Cruz. Ground ball pulled to first. Lasham knocks it down, has to pick it up. He throws to first, but not in time. Cruz is safe at first base. That was a tough hop for Alex Lasham, and the ball caromed away just far enough that Cruz would reach safely. Was not the easiest hop in the world, but Lasham probably should have fielded it. There's still no ruling on the scoreboard. We do know that Western has runners at first and third with only one away. It will be an error on the DMACC first baseman, and the tying run at third. Go-ahead run at first base here in the bottom of the first. The batter is Elvis Rodriguez. Boy, did he deliver a big blow against Scottsdale, Arizona. Down 2-1, Rodriguez drilled a 3-run homer that put the Pioneers in front to stay. They would never trail again. Jumped out 8-2. Scottsdale would score 3 runs in the top of the 9th, made it 8-5, but that was all. Here it's 1-0 DMACC as Beam pitches. Curveball high and tight. You have to be careful to Rodriguez with his 14th home run just 2 days ago. That put him in a tie for 4th place in the country in long balls. The 1-0. Ground ball pulled foul past third. Nobody has the recruiting prowess that Western Oklahoma State does, at least the scope and how far they go to get players. A lot of Caribbean nations are represented on their roster. Dominican Republic, Curacao, Aruba. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a long drive, deep left field toward the left field corner, and it's off the wall. It's played nicely off the wall by Williams. That will hold Rodriguez to a single, but it's an RBI single, and the game is tied at 1 apiece. Rodriguez narrowly missed another home run as the ball hit about 4 feet below the top of that left field wall. So the hit batter in the air have come back to bite DMACC, and Rodriguez delivers the RBI hit. Boy, that ball was crushed. Well played, though, by Cody Williams off the left field wall. That kept Cruz from even making third base. First and second for Western. That could play big as McAndrews is in. And he grounds one in the hole at shortstop. Over to make the play. No, it's off of Schmidt's glove into left field for a hit. They have to hold up Cruz at third base, and it loads the bases. Schmidt was trying to race into the hole, and the ball was just out of his reach. If he comes up with that, his only play may have been at third base for the Force. But back-to-back singles by Rodriguez and McAndrews, and Western Oklahoma State has them loaded up for Francisco Rosario. This Western team can really swing the bats, and they're in a groove right now. Seems like everyone in their lineup is feeling comfortable at the plate, including Francisco Rosario, the shortstop. He's trying to give his team the lead, still only 1 out. The pitch by Beam is a strike on the inside corner. In the World Series, Rosario has 3 hits and 7 at-bats, including a double, an RBI, and a couple of runs scored. The 0-1. Another strike on the inside corner. Rosario keeps moving his hips and his legs out of the way like the pitch is inside. That same exact pitch has been a called strike 2 pitches in a row. Beam could use a K. A double play would be even better. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Big strikeout for Cody Beam. Now if they can retire Sherman LaCruz, limit the damage. We have a 1-1 tie in the bottom of the first. A lot of base runners for both teams in this first inning. We knew this game could be very entertaining, and we expect it to be exactly that. LaCruz, he's 25th in the country with 9 home runs. They're loaded up for him. And he grounds one to the shortstop. There's Schmidt. He comes up with it, goes the short route to second, and they get the force on McAndrews coming down. Western Oklahoma State ties the game, but could have and maybe should have had more. A run, 2 hits, an error, and 3 men left on. After 1, Western and DMACC are tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Western Oklahoma State College, located in Altus, Oklahoma, has been dedicated to making quality higher education more accessible since 1926. Through online degree programs and interactive television courses, students can earn their degree from Western from all over the world. With 30 degree plans, affordable tuition, and scheduled Western Oklahoma State College, located in Altus, Oklahoma, has been dedicated to making quality higher education more accessible since 1926. Through online degree programs and interactive television courses, students can earn their degree from Western from all over the world. With 30 degree plans, affordable tuition, and schedules that fit both traditional and non-traditional students, it's no surprise that Western is a smart start. For more information about the endless opportunities at Western, call them at 580-477-2000 or visit them online at wosc.edu. Go Pioneers!
It's the annual Memorial Day blowout sale. Now's the time to buy at the Mattress Hub. The deals are crazy. Save up to $600 on Tempur-Pedic's most popular model, the Cloud Supreme, plus free delivery. Save up to $400 off on Serta's iComfort. On select mattresses, buy a bed, get a bed free. All this plus up to 4 years interest-free financing and a 1-year comfort guarantee. It's a Memorial Day sale you don't want to miss. Only at the Mattress Hub.
A 22 pitch first inning for Erwin Santos. 1-1 our score. We go to the second inning. Both teams had opportunities to score more than one. As Western left the bases loaded, DMACC had a man picked off, ending the inning. So Jake Noss will lead it off. He's the fifth place hitter. Keefe and Lamberty scheduled to follow. First pitch fastball is a strike right down the middle to Noss. DMACC took advantage of a walk, a stolen base, an error, and then all it took was a ground ball out by Alex Lasham to get their run. The 0-1 low. Don't forget to give Cody Williams a lot of credit for the way he played that line drive off the wall and left. It wound up coming back to keep Western just one run. If even Michael Cruz makes third base, Western scores again that inning. Fastball's outside, 2-1 on Noss. So we'll have to remember that for later in the game if we're in a tight contest or DMACC goes on to win by a run or two. That could play very, very big. The Western right-hander pitches. Popped him up, first base side. Is there a play in foul ground for Rodriguez? No. The ball will land on the concrete concourse near the DMACC dugout. Bears at the World Series for the fourth time in 5 seasons. They won Region 11 and the North Plains District Championship. They always have to play those teams from North Dakota and Montana in that district. Sometimes that can be a long way to go just for the district championship. The 2-2 from Santos. Swing and a miss. He blew it right past Noss. Just a good old-fashioned fastball. 2 Ks for Santos to go along with 2 walks. Leadoff man retired. That brings in Colin Keefe. Keefe has had a wonderful year. He's the designated hitter. 13 home runs and 60 RBIs. Those are both top 15 in America. In fact, his home runs are 11th. His RBIs are 14th. And he takes a curveball upstairs. Santos, who as a freshman last year, pitched an impressive victory in the national championship game. What a spot for him to shine, and he just absolutely shut down a good Jones County, Mississippi team. Western won their first national title. Ground ball foul off the front foot of Keefe. A 1-1 count. That was a tournament that Jones County was in prime position to win it. They could have thrown their ace at Western Oklahoma State a couple of days before the championship, decided not to. Western won that game. Then they beat Madison, Wisconsin to knock them out, and then came back to beat Jones County a second time in that if necessary game on Saturday night. The 1-1, a little bit high. You look at the teams that are still left in our World Series, all of them have recent World Series experience. And I tell you what, that is huge. You don't think that makes a difference? It absolutely does. All the coaches would tell you that. Here's a high pop-up foul and out of play on the right side. Of course, Madison still undefeated. They await the winner of this game. They went 2-0 last year. Western won the national championship. DMACC played until the 4th or 5th day. Heartland was here last year. It was their first ever experience. And then LSU Eunice, while none of their kids have been to the World Series, they've won the last 3 national championships in even-numbered years. Their coaching staff has been a part of that, so experience pays off. The 2-2. High and wide, a full count. I'm sure the Pioneer coaching staff is concerned that Santos is going way too deep into too many counts. He's gone to a full count on at least 3 hitters. He walks Schmidt and Sean Moore both on 3-2 pitches. Keefe trying to protect, one away, nobody on base, top of the second, and a 1-1 tie. Here is the payoff. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a breaking ball. Colin Keefe was looking for something else, and he struck out victim number 3 for Santos. That'll bring in Brad Lamberty, the catcher. Lamberty is a right-handed hitter. He went 1 for 4 against LSU Eunice. Drew a walk and struck out. Just the second game for DMACC. That seems odd since we're on the 5th day of the tournament. And Lamberty takes low and inside. Eunice has played just 2 games, so has Madison. There are a couple of spots that you don't want to be on the bracket. Western Oklahoma State was in that section. Those 4 teams, they've got to play a little bit extra early in the tournament. Now the 1-0. Swing and a foul straight back into the screen. If you play in the top, you get a day off if you win. And if you win again, you get another day off like Madison has. You play that Sunday game, the final first-round game, you get a day off, win or lose. So you've had 2 days off already. And then for DMACC, they got an extra day off because of the rain. The 1-1 pitch. A curveball outside, just off the plate. First 2 men have struck out in this second inning. If Lamberty can reach, Dalton Luschke is next. Infield, outfield is all deep except for McAndrews at third. He stays in, 2 steps behind the bag. Santos looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. Big right-hander, kicks and comes home. Here's a fly ball down the right field line. It's hit well. Cruz going toward the line into foul territory, and the ball gets out of play. Don't forget, it's just 300 feet down that right field line. Very reachable for a right-hander or a left-hander, especially a lefty. But the wind today is not very strong. We're used to seeing this time of year, like we did Saturday and Sunday, it blows straight in at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. But today, it's very light, a light breeze out of the south. And yet, even though we've had hardly any wind the last 2 days, we have not seen a home run out to right field in this tournament. All the homers have been to left. A 2-2 pitch, fouled off. Lamberty stays alive, having a nice at-bat, just driving that pitch count up for Erland Santos. He had 22 pitches to start the inning, is now up to 37. I think that was prior to this at-bat. And Lamberty has seen at least 6. 1-1 our score, top of the second inning. DMACC still looking for its first base hit. They scored that run without a base hit. And the pitch to Lamberty. Hit him. A breaking ball up and in. They're going to call him back to the plate. Lamberty stuck his left elbow out a little bit, but the pitch was so far inside that I think it was going to hit him regardless. But our home plate umpire is going to call him back to home plate. It'll be ball 3, but instead of DMACC having a 2-out runner, Lamberty's going to have to find a way to get on again. There are some opportunities and some situations where it's very prudent for the umpire to call a hitter back to home plate. I don't think this was one of them. That breaking ball from Santos was way inside, and yes, Lamberty did stick his elbow out, but the ball was so far inside that it was going to hit him regardless. He was just trying to make it easier. That's the second time, at least in the games that I've been around the ballpark, I've seen an umpire call a hitter back to home plate for sticking a part of his anatomy over the plate. Dan Fitzgerald is talking with our home plate umpire, trying to get an explanation. Well, whether he's satisfied or not, we'll probably never know. But we do know that Brad Lamberty is back at home plate, now on a 3-2 count. 2 outs and nobody on base. A break for Western and a break for Santos. Can he take advantage of it and come get Brad Lamberty? Lamberty this year a .315 hitter. He's back in from the right side. The windup and the payoff pitch. Fouled off. Now, if he can reach, there'll be no harm, no foul, at least in the eyes of DMACC. And if Santos can come through and get an out, then the Bears will probably think, what if? Luschke continues to practice swinging the on-deck circle. The 3-2. Swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. No, he got a piece of it, a foul ball. Good job by Lamberty to fight off that slider low and away. Just did get a piece of it off the end of the bat. Lamberty's got the pants not all the way down around his shoe tops, not all the way up to around his knees. He's about midway up his calf. It's a bit of a different look. He's deep in the box, wiped out that back chalk line. His right foot all the way up against it. Santos will try another 3-2 offering. Swing and a foul. Just got a piece again. 390 feet to straightaway center field here at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, a double-deck fence. 363 to left center, 369 to right center. In right center field is our big Jumbotron video board. It's a triple-decker. Then 300 down the right field line, 328 down the left field line. Nooks and crannies and all kinds of odd angles to play the ball off of the wall in this ballpark. The perfect venue for JUCO baseball. Here's the 2-2, or the 3-2, pardon me, is ball 4, low and outside. So an outstanding at-bat by Brad Lamberty. He fought off tons of tough pitches, thought he was hit by a pitch, got called back to the plate, and still fought to finally work his way on base. Third walk already by Santos to go along with 3 strikeouts, and it does get Dalton Luschke to the plate. Luschke has been a YouTube sensation. Our thanks to Mike Nelson, our engineer on the NJCAA TV side of things. We put that video up on YouTube of Luschke's amazing catch where he went Superman down the right field line. You can find that on YouTube. It's a great play. Santos picks to first base. Very short lead for Lamberty. He's back in standing up. There's no foul ground once you get into the right field corner. Where the wall meets the foul pole, there is absolutely no foul territory. And that's where Luschke caught a ball, then went a Superman leap over the belt-high railroad ties for just an absolutely spectacular play. He takes a strike over at the belt, 0-1. They give him all of left center field. Bears still searching for their first hit. 1-1 tie, top of 2. And the 0-1 pitch. That's a strike over at the knees. Very slow start to our game. Not what we need with the threat of severe weather on the way. Santos has struggled to throw strikes at times. He is, however, ahead of Luschke, 0-2. Luschke went 1 for 5. Had a strikeout against LSU Eunice. And on the 0-2 pitch, he takes outside. That pitch count for Santos is really getting up there. It's already at 44, and we're just in the second inning. It's exactly what DMACC wants. Western Oklahoma State rolled the dice by not starting Santos in the first or second game of the tournament. And what will they do? Who will they go to now that they've used Santos and their number 2 pitcher already? Although Peoples did not go very long because he had the flu. Now time is called. Michael Peoples, who next year will pitch at Oklahoma State. He was very much under the weather, only pitched, I think, an inning plus, and came out of that game because he was sick. So he probably could toe the rubber at some point today. Ladder room to left center and down the line and left. The 1-2 offering. Ground ball chopped to second base. Pena has it. He'll go the short route to second, and they get the force on Lamberty coming down. No runs, no hits, a man left on for DMACC in the top of 2. We go to the home half, tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
Our score between DMACC and Western Oklahoma State. We'd love to hear from you here in the broadcast booth. A number of ways to do that. Visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/CTBsports, facebook.com/CTBsports, or find us on Twitter. Our handle is @CTBsports, or you can use the hashtag D2Series. That's D, the number 2, Series. Love to hear from you. Tell us where you're listening from here today, or watching from on NJCAA TV. 1-1 between DMACC and Western Oklahoma State. Rafael Pena, the 8th place hitter, will lead it off. Hazel Wesson and Esteban Paula, the 3 men scheduled this inning. Cody Beam had a 17-pitch first inning as a first-pitch fastball fouled off at home plate by Pena. Santos has thrown 46 pitches through 2 innings. Beam had a 17-pitch first inning, and he faced more hitters than Santos did. Swing and a miss. Pena way out in front of a changeup. He's down a couple of strikes. Pena plays at second base. He's a right-handed hitter. And he takes strike 3 right down the middle. Cody Beam didn't mess around. He went right after Pena and struck him out looking. Second punch out for Beam. Leadoff man retired. That really changes the complexion of an inning when you get that leadoff man out. Western Oklahoma State had Paula get hit by a pitch, and guess what? He scored. Now it's Hazel Wesson, and he's hit by a pitch. Wesson, with an inside fastball, got him on the left arm. So Beam hits the 9th place hitter in the lineup, and Wesson is on base. Second hit batter for Beam. That's exactly what Western Oklahoma State likes. They get the bottom part of their lineup on. The top part is so dangerous, including this young man, Esteban Paula, who is from Lynn, Massachusetts. Just amazing the recruiting connections that Kurt Russell and his assistant coaches have in the Northeast, in New England, and in the Caribbean. There's a ground ball at first. Lacham has it from his knees, throws to second, and gets the out there. Lacham's arm is definitely not his strong suit. I'm guessing there's an injury somewhere along the line there, as he barely has enough to get the ball to second base, but he got Wesson on the force play. Paula is safe on the fielder's choice. And that brings in Marty Dunlap. Dunlap, the DH, laid down a sacrifice bunt. As Paula takes his lead, he's a threat to go. He's not running, and Dunlap a swing and a miss. The outfield is straight away all the way around, infield deep with 2 outs. And Beam's 0-1. Hit high in the air to left center field. That's playable. Medina is over. He calls off the left fielder Williams and makes the catch to retire the side. A 1-out hit by pitch. He's left stranded at first. We go to the 3rd inning at David Allen Memorial Ballpark. We're tied up at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Let me tell you about my college, Lackawanna College.
A 2-year, highly respected college that can prepare you for a career or to move on to a 4-year program.
5 regional locations, over 30 degree programs, and more.
I'm a future paramedic who found my future at Lackawanna College. Call or visit today and we'll help you find your future.
Where can a washer and dryer become a concert? Where does an old sofa turn into a new discovery? Where does a lamp become a performance or a television become a television station? Where can a mattress beautify Main Street? Only at Park Avenue Thrift, where 100% of the profits from your donations fund community endeavors, making Enid a better place, one donation at a time.
We go to the third inning, 1-1 between DMACC and Western Oklahoma State. For you fans on NJCAA TV, you see a Madison fan with all the national championships and World Series appearances for the Wolfpack. They're eager, making their 9th appearance in the World Series. They'll take on the winner of this game, scheduled tonight at 7, but with the weather forecast, it may be very difficult to get that game in. We're just hoping, in my opinion, to get 2 games in. If we do that, we'll be very lucky. Leading things off for DMACC in the third is Cody Williams. He's the left fielder, left-handed hitter. And Williams lines one up the middle for a base hit on into center field. On the first pitch of the inning, Cody Williams collects DMACC's first base hit. And the first time they've had their leadoff man aboard in 3 tries. The winner of this game will play tonight at 7 against Madison. The loser turns right around and plays LSU Eunice at 3:30. In the World Series, you try your darndest to avoid, and that's the way the schedule is set up initially, to avoid playing 2 games in 1 day. But when you get rain, that always changes the schedule, and it's unfortunate, but that's the way it has to be. So here is Edwin Medina. Leadoff man initially. He calls time and steps out. First base umpire is talking to players or fans, I'm not exactly sure, on the DMACC side of the field. Might be talking to the fans. He's talking to them as he goes back over to first base, trying to explain something. Perhaps too much chatter from the stands or from the dugout, who knows. So Medina is in as Santos comes set and pitches. Medina squared to bunt, took it away, and took a ball. Edwin struck out leading off the game. 4 hits in the first game, the win over LSU Eunice. Both these teams make their 5th World Series appearance. DMACC still searching for its first national championship. They've been on a tear over the last 2+ months. Move to first, Williams back in safely. DMACC started this season at 6-8. They got off to a struggling start after 14 games, but since March the 4th, they're 45-5. That's impressive. That's winning 9 out of every 10 games over a 2.5-month stretch. The runner goes from first. A hit and run is popped up into shallow left field. Paolo will come racing on. He's looking for it. Rosario, the shortstop, calls him off and makes the catch. DMACC trying to start the runner. Get some activity on the base pass, but Medina flies out to the shortstop. Back to first base is Williams. The Bears do like to run if they get a chance. Not as much as some of the teams here in the World Series. They had stolen 87 stolen bases prior to coming to Enid. You compare that to Heartland, Illinois, who had 206 steals coming into the World Series, and LSU Eunice, who had, I believe, 170 plus coming into the World Series. So that's about half for DMACC. They still like to run a lot. Blake Schmidt is the hitter. Santos picks to first base again. Williams had a very shallow lead. 1-1, both DMACC and Western Oklahoma State getting a run in the first inning. They both went scoreless in the second. 3 combined hits, a couple of errors, 1 for each team. And the pitch to Schmidt. The runner goes again. This pitch is swung on and missed. Throw to second is in time. He's called out at second base. The throw was high. Schmidt tried to reach his hand around the tag, but Wesson guns him down. That leadoff single is erased, and there are 2 out in the inning. Williams did not have a very good jump. And even though that throw was especially high, he was not able to get in underneath the tag. So 2 are out of the inning, and Schmidt will bat with nobody on base. Now, DMACC was trying to force the issue against Wesson. He had already thrown one into center field. That throw was not especially good, but the jump wasn't very good. Now the 0-1 pitch. Bunted on the third base side, foul. Schmidt drug down a bunt, but couldn't keep it in fair territory. The Bears had to go through Miles, Montana, and Williston State, North Dakota, to get to the World Series. Won Region 11 and the North Plains District Championship. Schmidt back in. Santos is 0-2. Just missed. Came with a breaking ball. A little bit high. If Schmidt could reach, Lacham, who's always a power threat, waits next. It was Lacham's RBI ground ball that got DMACC the lead. Western tied it on an RBI single off the wall by Rodriguez. Now the 1-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit to right field. Schmidt goes the other way and lines a single between first and second. How big does that caught stealing look now? 2 hits in the inning, and Lacham will get to the plate. Alex Lacham is a big boy, 6'4", 255 pounds. I heard somebody asking him prior to the start of the tournament what he was going to do for his 4-year college, and he said, I'm going to wait till after the World Series is over. It's a good idea. That way you don't put any extra undue pressure on yourself. Just think about baseball and make that decision later. The pitch from Santos. A swing and a high fly. It's hit well to left. Paula going back to the track, to the wall, and he will make the catch up against the wall. Paula got back to the fence, and the ball just hung up in the air long enough for him to make that running catch as he went along the warning track. Lacham just missed it. In the inning for DMACC, no runs, 2 hits, and they leave a man left. We go to the bottom of 3. We're tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Western Oklahoma State College, located in Altus, Oklahoma, has been dedicated to making quality higher education more accessible since 1926. Through online degree programs and interactive television courses, students can earn their degree from Western from all over the world. With 30 degree plans, affordable tuition, and schedules that fit both traditional and non-traditional students, it's no surprise that Western is a smart start. For more information about the endless opportunities at Western, call them at 580-477-2000 or visit them online at wosc.edu. Go Pioneers!
The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting. The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting cage and the bullpen. Bottom line, it takes hard work when nobody's watching to join your team on the big stage as you compete for a World Series title. Advanced Pierre Food Company believes in supporting all Enid sports programs and local events, and they are proud to sponsor the NJCAA World Series. Advanced Pierre Food would like to wish the players, coaches, and fans good luck in the JUCO World Series. Let's play ball from Advanced Pierre Food Company.
Alex Lacham, the leading home run hitter in the country, nearly hit his 20th. Just a towering fly ball all the way up against the left field fence that Esteban Paula caught. Just missed a home run by a matter of feet. So we stay tied 1 apiece in the bottom of the 3rd. And the big bats due up for the Pioneers. Michael Cruz, Elvis Rodriguez, and Sean McAndrews, 3, 4, and 5. Cody Beam so far has struck out a couple of hitters. He's hit a couple of men and allowed 2 hits. As Cruz swings and fouls one off the catcher's mitt. Also hit the umpire in the face mask. Catcher Brad Lamberty will go out to give the umpire some time. That'll give us a chance to say stick with us after each and every game of the NJCAA Division II World Series. We'll name our Wings to Go players of the game. Wings to Go at the corner of Cleveland and Garriott in Enid. They've got burgers, salads, wraps, and of course, they're simply great wings. Stop by and see Brian Hacker and the crew. Wings to Go, don't you know, sponsor of our players of the game. Those foul balls off the bat that hit your face mask, whether you're the catcher or the umpire, they certainly rattle your cage. Our umpire just took one of the baseballs out of his ball bag and he made sure that it wasn't going to fit in between the gap for his eyes. Just make sure he wasn't going to get hit in the face with one of those. Here's a curve in the dirt. Evens the count at 1-1. Sometimes you get one of those foul balls off your face mask. It can move those bars. And yes, they're made of very heavy materials, but they're also lightweight at times and can move and break. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Cruz chased a 94-mile-per-hour fastball up around his letters. Michael bounced to first base into an error as LaShawn could not field it cleanly. The 1-2. Ground ball pulled to second. Sean Moore fields a nice high hop, and he throws out Cruz with a good play by LaShawn, able to keep his foot on the bag. Not a very good throw by Moore, but LaShawn, with fancy footwork, kept his right foot on the bag while stretching toward the outfield. That'll bring in Elvis Rodriguez. What a tournament this guy is starting to turn in after his RBI single off the wall and left. He has 3 hits and 8 at-bats, but a home run and 5 RBIs. He's driven home 5. Our home plate umpire needed a drink of water. He's still probably feeling the effects of that foul ball off his face mask. He went over to the DMACC dugout to get a drink. And now he's going to talk with the third base umpire. I wonder if he's okay. Sometimes that can make you a little bit dizzy. This umpiring crew, I think there are 6 umpires that rotate between the games. You don't umpire every game, and they may switch some things out. They're going to call for the trainer, I think, to come on and visit with our home plate umpire. He is telling the pitcher, Cody Beam, to go ahead and maybe warm up again or throw some more pitches, but they're calling for the trainer down the right field line. I don't know if she's over there. Michael Cruz hit a foul ball that went off the face mask of the home plate umpire. He may be just needing a new face mask. I don't know. They're looking at it. They're bringing him a towel. And now here comes the trainer, provided by NOC Enid. It's 1-1. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. There's a man out, nobody on base. Rodriguez will be the hitter when play resumes. DMACC is throwing the ball around the infield. Cody Beam will take a few more warm-up tosses. But the home plate umpire is being looked at by the trainer from NOC Enid. That foul ball that went off his face mask. Winner of this game will turn around and play tonight at 7 o'clock against Madison, Wisconsin. Madison's 2-0. The loser of this game has to play the very next contest, a scheduled 3:30 start against LSU Eunice. Now, the threat of thunderstorms like we had last night are in the forecast again for later this afternoon and throughout the evening. At least looking at the forecast, if we get 2 games in, I think we'll be in great shape. Because you get later into the tournament, you have some extra time that you can move games to. You never want to have guys play or teams play more than 1 game if at all possible, and you set the tournament schedule up just for that reason. But you can always move games around like we did today with the game from 7 o'clock last night coming into noon today. The trainer from NOC Enid is having our home plate umpire. Looks like he's doing a field sobriety test out there. He's doing balancing acts. His arms are straight out. Just making sure that he has all of his bearings after hitting that, or having that foul ball hit his face mask. Not sure if there are any other umpires on site that they could get prepared to come in and finish up the game. There are 2 crews, but do the other 3 come to the ballpark early enough that they could replace one if necessary? I think if that was the case, they probably would have done that already. 1-1 our score. The line score looks exactly equal on both sides. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for each of these teams. DMACC playing just its second game of the tournament as they beat LSU Eunice in a outstanding contest, 4-3 on Sunday. Scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning and came from behind to win. Western Oklahoma State is 2-0. They beat Grand Rapids, Michigan on Saturday 9-1. Then on Monday, knocked off Scottsdale, Arizona 8-5. We are halfway through our field of teams. Still 3 teams undefeated, 2 teams that have only 1 loss. The loser of our next game between Eunice and the loser of this game will wind up finishing 5th in the country. Then we'll have tomorrow scheduled an elimination game and potentially a second elimination game. It just depends on how things work out. After today, we'll be down to our final 4. And I think we are ready to go. Our home plate umpire has put the mask back on. He's going to allow Cody Beam to take a couple of warm-up tosses. And we should be ready to go. Hopefully he has no concussion-like symptoms. I would guess that he doesn't. And let him stay on to continue working this afternoon's contest. In this inning, Michael Cruz hit that foul ball off of his face mask and wound up grounding out to second base. So Rodriguez is at the plate. McAndrews is scheduled next, and if anyone reaches, Francisco Rosario. But we're ready to go. Glad that everyone's been patient. And a nice hand for our home plate umpire. He deserves it. That's tough back there. All that gear, and it's definitely not as easy as people would like to make it out to be. So Rodriguez stands in. 5 RBIs thus far in the World Series. And don't forget to give Cody Williams a lot of credit for playing that hard line drive off the wall perfectly to hold Rodriguez to a single. He squares to bunt and takes a ball outside. Rodriguez, after his home run Monday, now tied for 4th in the country at 14. He squares to bunt again and takes ball 2, high and away. Wonder how that long layoff affected Cody Beam. He has thrown 2 consecutive pitches out of the zone. The right-hander delivers. That's low and away. Rodriguez, the leading hitter for Western, a .380 batting average. I'll take that back. He's 2nd on the club. And the 3-0. Over but low. It's a walk for Rodriguez. A 4-pitch walk issued by Beam. That's the first walk he has allowed. He's also hit 2 men. And the go-ahead run on base with 1 out for Sean McAndrews. McAndrews singled through the left side. Just a chopping ground ball that got between the shortstop and third baseman. Beam needs the double play. 2 of the top 4 hitting teams in the country, ranked 3rd and 4th overall. And McAndrews hits a high fly foul, and it gets out of play down the right field side. Lasham over to give it a look, but it lands on top of Grand Avenue lighting, well out of the playing area. McAndrews thus far in the World Series, that was just his 2nd hit in 9 at-bats. He has a couple of RBIs. Western scored 17 runs in 2 games prior to today. The 0-1, a strike at the knees. And everyone except for Sherman LaCruz in their starting lineup has an RBI. It's pretty impressive. Everyone delivering. Beams 0-2, high and wide. A 90-mile-per-hour fastball. And only Pena does not have a hit in the Western Oklahoma State lineup in 2+ games. Runner goes from first. A hit and runs, a fly ball to center field. Medina comes racing on. He's got it. The runner did not tag. He has to race back, and the throw is off the mark. Rodriguez just got back in time as he was running on the pitch, and Medina tried to throw him out and was just off the mark. So Western is doing some things to move runners. We're so used to seeing them be strictly a power hitting team. They've bunted today. They've tried a hit and run. And with 2 outs, the batter is Francisco Rosario. Rosario was 3 for 8 in the World Series. And he grounds this one foul toward his own dugout. A few folks from LSU Eunice are at the ballpark. A few Madison fans here as well. And, of course, your DMACC and Western Oklahoma State fans. And then just the locals who have no ties for anybody. The 0-1. Ground ball over the mound and on into center field for a hit. Rodriguez takes a hard turn and stops at second base. So Rosario has a base hit. He's 1 for 2, and it gets Sherman LaCruz to the plate. For the second time this afternoon, LaCruz with an opportunity to give his team the lead. He bounced out into a fielder's choice with the bases loaded in the first inning. Now with 2 runners on and 2 men out, LaCruz back up. As I just mentioned previously, he's the only starter that does not have an RBI in the World Series. He's 2 for 6 though, and has drawn 3 walks. The pitch by Beam, low for a ball. Good stop by Lamberty, the catcher. A lot of fans sitting up underneath the overhang in the upper deck or in the shade on both sides, staying out of the sun. Pick to first, and a close play. Was he on the bag? The ball is not in the hands of the first baseman Lasham, so either way, Rosario was safe. Lasham basically blocked Rosario off, just like a linebacker denying a running back through the hole. It's kind of what it looked like. The big linebacker just denying the little guy from getting back to the bag. But Lasham didn't catch the ball. There might have been an out. That's one of those timing plays because Lasham will not hold the runner at first. He just sneaks in, and there's some kind of a verbal cue to let Beam know to pick over to first base. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. LaCruz chased a bad ball up and in. 1-1 our score. Western has now out-hit DMACC 3-2. 2 on and 2 outs. The check and the pitch. There's a strike, a beautiful breaking ball that cut back in over the outside corner. Good movement on that changeup by Cody Beam. Trying to get LaCruz to end the inning. He sets, and he pitches. High and away. A 2-2 count. LaCruz with 9 home runs this year, 25th best in the country. Western has 3 players ranked nationally in the home run column. Now the 2-2 offering. Low for a ball. It's a full count. The runners will be off on this 3-2 delivery. A base hit to the outfield will give Western the lead. A double might score a couple. Rosario does have good speed at first base. Beam comes set. There they go. Here it comes. And a ground ball is nubbed to first base side. Up with it, Beam. He'll just go to the bag himself and retire the side. So Cody Beam works around a hit and a walk, and Western leaves 2 more men on. They've stranded 6. We're through 3 in this winner's bracket matchup. DMACC and Western Oklahoma State are tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Many Iowa companies are looking for highly skilled workers. Let DMACC help you qualify for a great job in advanced manufacturing, green industries, health careers, and many more. DMACC offers you a practical education with training and expertise employers want. More reasons to choose DMACC? Affordable tuition, book rental program, no application fees. Classes start August 23rd. Go to dmac.edu.
The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting cage and the bullpen. Bottom line, it takes hard work when nobody's watching to join your team on the big stage as you compete for a World Series title. Advanced Pierre Food Company believes in supporting all Enid sports programs and local events, and they are proud to sponsor the NJCAA World Series. Advanced Pierre Food would like to wish the players, coaches, and fans good luck in the JUCO World Series. Let's play ball from Advanced Pierre Food Company.
One our score. We go to the 4th inning. DMACC and Western Oklahoma State are all tied up. DMACC back to the bats as Sean Moore leads it off. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 here for the Bears. From Boone, Iowa. They've been to the World Series 4 out of 5 years. They were here last season. Their 3rd trip to Enid. Only 1 year did they miss out. That's when Iowa Western was here. Sean Moore, the second baseman, leading it off against Erlen Santos. And he takes a strike knee-high on the outside corner. The Western outfield shading Moore to go the other way. LaCruz a couple of steps to right center. Here's the 0-1. That's outside. Moore, Noss, and Keith. DMACC picked up its first 2 hits last inning, but because of a caught stealing and a long ball up against the wall for an out, they failed to score. Another curveball way outside. Boy, Santos took a lot off that pitch. He's gone from 94 on the fastball to a 67 mile an hour curve. That's a big difference in velocity. Santos so far has thrown a lot of pitches. The 2-1. There's a strike, just caught the corner. In fact, coming into the inning, Santos had thrown 54 pitches through 3 innings. He had 44 through 2. A lot of room down the left field line, for Sean Moore. And the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to second. Rafael Pena feels it on a roll and throws out his counterpart. Leadoff man gone. 1 away for Jake Noss. Coming up next at 3:30, the loser of this game against LSU Eunice. That's a big break for Eunice. Catching a team on the second half of a doubleheader, it could be a break. You would think maybe a little more tired, but also they've seen live pitching. So potentially, they could be more locked in. It just depends. Depends on how you want to look at it. The pitch to Noss is a curveball and a beauty right down the middle for strike 1. Noss struck out in the second inning. One of 3 strikeout victims so far for Santos. He has also walked 3 and given up 2 hits. The 0-1, low and away. A warm afternoon in northwest Oklahoma. Temperatures today supposed to be in the upper 80s. Start of the day at 79 degrees. As Noss grounds one to shortstop, Rosario gets a nice high hop, and he throws him out. 2 down. Threat of thunderstorms as the day goes along. We're still at 79 degrees. That make that 82, 82 degrees, our current temperature with partly cloudy skies. Santos looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. He'll have to get Colin Keefe, the designated hitter. Keefe struck out in the second inning as well, and he takes a strike right in there. Perhaps Santos beginning to find his rhythm. He was way off in the first couple of innings, threw a lot of pitches, battled, and limited damage, only giving up 1 run. We're still tied at 1 on the top of the 4th. Here's the 0-1 pitch, way outside. Outfield playing, Keefe to go the other way. And on the 1-1. A fly ball goes to right field. Right there is Michael Cruz going toward the line. And it is the first 1-2-3 inning for Erlen Santos. He sets the Bears down in order. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. DMACC and Western are tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting cage and the bullpen. Bottom line, it takes hard work when nobody's watching to join your team on the big stage as you compete for a World Series title. Advanced Pierre Food Company believes in supporting all Enid sports programs and local events, and they are proud to sponsor the NJCAA World Series. Advanced Pierre Food would like to wish the players, coaches, and fans good luck in the JUCO World Series. Let's play ball from Advanced Pierre Food Company.
Western Oklahoma State College, located in Altus, Oklahoma, has been dedicated to making quality higher education more accessible since 1926. Through online degree programs and interactive television courses, students can earn their degree from Western from all over the world. With 30 degree plans, affordable tuition, and schedules that fit both traditional and non-traditional students, it's no surprise that Western is a smart start. For more information about the endless opportunities at Western, call them at 580-477-2000 or visit them online at wosc.edu. Go Pioneers!
1-1 our score in the bottom of the 4th inning. Back to the bats, the Western Oklahoma State Pioneers with their 5th consecutive World Series appearance. It's been Western Oklahoma State that has kept the home team, NOC Enid, the team that plays in this ballpark, from coming back to the World Series for 5 consecutive seasons. NOC Enid ever wants to get here, they've got to find a way to beat these guys because they are setting the bar, at least in Region 2, and they're starting to nationally, winning last year's championship. They own the longest active streak of World Series appearances. Rafael Pena takes a ball low from Cody Beam. He flashed bunt and pulled it back. Jake Noss will now come in even with the bag. The 1-0 grounded foul into the Western dugout as they scamper out of the way. Those Pioneer players waving the white flag as their teammate nearly took them out. 1-1 pitch fouled back up and over the backstop. Rafael Pena still looking for his first World Series hits, and on 1 and 2, he takes low and away. He's 0 for 8 thus far with an RBI and a run scored. He struck out in the 2nd inning. 1 of 2 strikeouts for Cody Beam. And on 2 and 2, Pena looks at it just low and away. Wesson and Paola will follow. 8, 9, and 1 this inning for Western. 46 and 15. They went through a lull during the middle part of their season, but have really played well lately, as have all of our World Series teams. A foul ball goes out of play to the right. Of course, when you get to the World Series, you have to be playing well, but there are some teams that have played better for longer stretches entering the World Series. A 3-2 pitch. Just inside. It's a walk to Pena, and Cody Beam allows a leadoff man on. 2 walks and 2 strikeouts for Beam, along with 3 hits. Western has had a runner every inning. In fact, they've had 2 runners every inning. That's a trend that Beam is trying to break. Not a good start as Pena does reach to start things off. Now here's Hazel Wesson, the 9th place hitter and catcher. He was hit by a pitch to get on base in the 2nd inning. He takes low and outside. DMACC playing just its 2nd game, so pitching-wise, they're in a bit better shape than most teams are at this point. Western playing its 3rd game. The 1-0, the runner goes. The pitch is low. The throw to second base is on time. He got him. What a throw by Brad Lamberty as Pena got a late jump at first, and Lamberty guns him down. I think Lamberty even bobbled the ball momentarily and then threw a laser beam right on top of the bag. Caught stealing 2-4. 1 away and Wesson in a 2-0 count. Beam delivers. Swing and a miss. You think you get to the bottom part of the lineup and you might have an easy out. Well, not the case with Wesson. A .317 batting average and 5 home runs. As he takes this one outside, it's 3 balls and a strike. Weston has also driven home 25. There's no easy outs in hardly any of these lineups with the teams left. Wesson fouls the next bat. It's a full count. Infield, outfield, all playing deep and straight away with nobody on base, and a 3-2 count on Hazel Wesson. And the payoff pitch. Fouled off again. That's keeping the on-deck hitter, Esteban Paola, busy. He has to keep retrieving those foul balls. LSU Eunice will arrive at the ballpark not too long from now and face the loser of this game at 3:30. Saw one of their coaches out this morning jogging around. Back around my neighborhood as he was getting prepared for today's game. Beam out of the windup, the 3-2. Grounded deep in the hole, left side. Shortstop has it, has to make a difficult throw across and not in time. The jump throw by Blake Schmidt was a rainbow across the diamond. He got everything on it that he could, but it's an infield hit for Wesson. He's reached safely for the 2nd time. Just a high chopper deep in the hole at shortstop. Schmidt got there, but there was no way that he could either chop his feet fast enough to stop his momentum and then make a stronger throw, where he tried the jump throw and it just wasn't going to have enough on it. Fourth hit for the Pioneers, and that caught stealing is big. They may have a couple of men on if not for that. But here's Paula, the leadoff batter. Paula is 0 for 1, has been hit by a pitch and scored the only Western Oklahoma State run. He flashes bunt, takes it away, and takes a strike. Paula now with 4 runs scored in the World Series. He swings and laces one foul the opposite way out of play. There is some activity in the DMACC bullpen. So far, Cody Beam starting to get that pitch count up there. He's given up 4 hits. The 0-2 pitch. Grounded to short. Could be a double play. Schmidt has it to second. Out, back to first. Not in time. Paula runs too well, and the ball was not hit hard enough. But Schmidt does get the forced play on Wesson at second base. Western Oklahoma State gives up an out for a speedier runner at first base. And with the second out recorded, here is Marty Dunlap. Dunlap 18th in the country in hitting at .431. He is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt in this game. Paula, always a threat to steal as a pick goes to first base. He's back in standing up. Dunlap in the World Series is 5 for 10. It's not a bad World Series at all. The pitch to him. A strike right down the middle. Marty was one of the key figures on last year's team that won the World Series championship. So was Paula and Cruz and Rodriguez. Bottom part of the lineup, McAndrews, Rosario, LaCruz, Wesson, guys like that were not part of that championship, at least not key figures. Move to first, back in safely is Paula. Both of these programs have had a lot of success moving guys to the next level. I'm thinking about especially Andrelton Simmons from Western Oklahoma State. The ball's outside. He was in this World Series a couple of years ago, already in Double-A. Right out of the World Series, he was drafted the very next week and is playing Double-A baseball. The 1-1 pitch. A high fly hit well to right center field. Long run for Luschke. He gets to the warning track and makes a waist-high catch right in front of the warning track at the 369 sign. Ball hung up in the air long enough for Luschke to get there for out number 3. No runs, a hit, and a man left on for Western. We go to the 5th, tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Forbes magazine calls Central Iowa the best place in America for business and careers. If you want a great career, Central Iowa is the place to be. And if you want a great education, come to DMACC this fall. DMACC offers you a practical education that focuses on skills employers are looking for. And by the way, you'll save thousands of dollars in tuition. Fall classes start August 23rd.
It's the annual Memorial Day blowout sale. Now's the time to buy at the Mattress Hub. The deals are crazy. Save up to $600 on Tempur-Pedic's most popular model, the Cloud Supreme, plus free delivery. Save up to $400 off on Certus iComfort. On select mattresses, buy a bed, get a bed free. All this plus up to 4 years interest-free financing and a 1-year comfort guarantee. It's a Memorial Day sale you don't want to miss. Only at the Mattress Hub.
Follow the cheap sheet to the Mattress Hub.
Good ball game to start our afternoon. This winner's bracket matchup, Western Oklahoma State and DMACC are tied up at 1. DMACC back to the bats in the top of the 5th inning. They've collected just a couple of hits so far. And Brad Lamberty will lead things off. Lamberty, the catcher, drew a walk and was forced out at second base. They give him all of left center field. Erland Santos beginning to settle down. He's retired 4 in a row, got his first 1-2-3 inning last inning. And a fastball is too tall to Lamberty. Bottom third, Lamberty, Luschke, Williams. As I said with Western's lineup, DMACC is the same way. Doesn't matter top, bottom, middle. You have capable hitters. Swing and a miss. Lamberty was late on an 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Brad is from Altoona, Iowa. He's a sophomore, 5'10", 195. Done a good job behind the plate, including throwing out a runner last inning. The 1-1. Curveball, right down central, a called strike. They play him to hit the other way with LaCruz shaded toward the right center field alley. That's basically the way Western's outfield has played almost every hitter for DMACC so far. Maybe the exception would be LaChamp. And on 1-2, a fastball's way outside. You know, the one team that right now is sitting awfully pretty after they've battled their tails off is Heartland. They have the day off. Everyone else is supposed to play. They don't have to worry about the weather or anything else. They can just sit at the hotel or come to the ballpark and watch. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, right side of the first baseman. Rodriguez fields it. He'll flip to the pitcher covering, and Santos beats Lamberty to the bag. The putout goes 3-1. Heartland's had to play 4 games already. I'll take that back. They had to play 3 games so far. Beat Catawba Valley, eliminated them last night 7-2. That was the game that was interrupted in the top of the 8th inning. Had a 4.5-hour rain delay. We came back. It just took about 15-20 minutes to finish the game up. Just unfortunately couldn't get it all the way completed prior to the thunderstorms. And really, we didn't have hardly any rain here at the ballpark, but there were so many storms surrounding us, the lightning was ridiculous. First pitch fastball's too tall for Dalton Luschke. Every time we thought about getting going, more lightning would come around, and it just delayed us for 4.5 hours. It was crazy. Luschke bounced into a fielder's choice in the second inning. He's 0 for 1 today. Santos, the right-hander from Western, pitches. A ground ball chopped to the drawn-in third baseman. McAndrews fields it fair, throws wide, and Luschke is safe. McAndrews didn't take his time. He threw off balance, and Luschke able to beat it. It'll be a throwing error on the Western Oklahoma State third baseman, a base runner for DMACC. McAndrews was playing in, and the ball was chopped right to him, hugged up against the foul line. If he just would have taken his time, collected himself, and made a better throw, he had plenty of time to get Luschke, but the throw was wide, forcing Rodriguez to come off the bag. So a man is on for DMACC, the go-ahead run here in the 5th inning, and Cody Williams, the left fielder, stands in. Williams has one of the 2 DMACC hits. A single to center field in the 3rd inning. He flashes bunt, pulls back, and takes the ball. He got out of the way of a inside 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Western wears their all whites today. DMACC in their gray pants and navy blue tops with white lettering. Williams, a left-handed hitter. Santos comes set, checks the runner, and picks over to first base, and he throws it away. The ball ricochets off of the wall, backed up by the second baseman. His throw to second gets away momentarily, but it's backed up by McAndrews. Boy, the ball going all over the place right now for Western Oklahoma State defensively, as Santos threw it away on the pickoff. The ball ricocheted out to Rafael Pena, who backed up nicely, and he threw to second base and nearly cost another base. But Luschke in scoring position on the 3rd error of the day on Western. Back-to-back errors as Luschke reached on the throwing error by McAndrews, now moved to second on the error by Santos. Western was a team that through 2 games had only made 1 error here in the World Series. They've made 3 in this game alone. The run scoring in the 1st inning was unearned. It was a throwing error by the catcher, Wesson. So can Williams deliver with 1 out, runner at second base, and a 1-0 count? Santos comes set. He checks on the runner and steps off. Erlen Santos, pitch count up to 73, and we're only in the 5th inning. It's better than really what I expected at this point after his start. As Williams sprays one foul the other way. Western Oklahoma State, known for their shakers and 5-gallon drums that they bring to the ballpark. Well, some kids that are cheering for DMACC have also brought themselves a 5-gallon bucket and some drumsticks. Behind that first base dugout, they're going to let Western have a taste of their own medicine. As time is called, wind picks up and blows dirt around at home plate. All of a sudden, the wind has really picked up, at least for a gust momentarily. Following this 5th inning, they will re-drag the field, and they may put some water on it to keep that from happening again. The wind has not been a factor until this very moment. The threat of storms definitely will be with us throughout the course of the day. Right now, nothing is on radar. Santos comes set. Double checks the runner at second, kicks and pitches. And Williams gets hit by a pitch. Got him on the right arm, and Williams holds that arm gingerly in front of his body as he trots down to first. He got a Charlie horse in his elbow. Whew, that definitely does not feel good. Hit him in the wrong spot. So an error and a hit batter have put 2 men on for DMACC, and the top of their order will be up. I bet Cody Williams' right arm has gone numb. And hit him in the elbow, and he is in pain over there at first. Fans, we'd love to hear from you if you have a chance to contact us here in the broadcast booth. Haven't heard from anyone yet. Check us out on our Facebook page, CTB Sports, facebook.com/CTB Sports, or you can hit us up on Twitter. Our handle is @CTB Sports, or use the hashtag D2Series. That's D, the number 2, Series. Send us a comment, who you're cheering for, where you're cheering from. Glad to have you with us today, whether you're listening on our radio locally, ESPN Radio, KCRC. The folks in Boone, Iowa are listening to us this afternoon as well. We also have folks watching on NJCAA TV. So Edwin Medina stands in. 2-1, 1 out. Santos' pitch is a curveball for a ball, just a little bit high. Tried to get it over and missed. Fans in Boone, Iowa are listening on KWBG. Glad to have you folks along for the duration of the tournament. First and second for DMACC, and 1 away, trying to break through and get the lead. Santos checks at second base, the 1-0 pitch. Another curveball, this one a strike, in there at the belt. Leschke reached on the air. Cody Williams was hit by a pitch. I have a tweet we'll pass along here momentarily. Cheering for DMACC as Santos is ready, and the 1-1 offering. Bunted, and it's caught by Santos. He'll throw to second and get a double play. Medina tried to drop down the bunt and bunts into a twin killing that kills the rally. No runs, no hits, a couple of errors, and only 1 left on. DMACC could not get him over or get him in. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning, tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
We stay tied 1-1 as DMACC had their best threat in some time, but a popped-up bunt turned into a double play. Bottom of the 5th inning is Western bats. Kelsey says they have 3 computers streaming the DMACC D2 Series game in their apartment. They're cheering for the Bear Nation and say they are true fans. I'd say so. 3 computers in 1 apartment watching the game. Glad to have Kelsey and your friends or family with us here today. Leading off for Western is Michael Cruz. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Pioneers, and Cruz takes an off-speed pitch for a strike. Cody Beam stays on to pitch. He's allowed 4 hits, yet to have a 1-2-3 inning. He's walked 2, hit 2, and struck out 2. And Cruz lines one fair down the right field line. Leschke trying to cut it off, does on the warning track, but Cruz will head for second and make it with a sliding leadoff double. All that momentum that DMACC had built up following the back-to-back errors on the hit batter turned away by that popped-up bunt that turned into a double play, and now Cruz doubles down the right field line, leading off the 5th inning. That's his first hit today and his 4th hit of the World Series. He's now 4 for 9. And DMACC will get some bullpen help up. With Cruz at second, the batter is Elvis Rodriguez. Rodriguez has been a difficult out. He singled off the left field wall and drew a walk. Here comes Dan Fitzgerald, the head coach at DMACC, out to talk with Cody Beam and the rest of the infield. While they visit, we have a chance to say that during this World Series, every team that makes it here gets paired up with a local business or organization and a Little League team, and those folks serve as a host for the teams during their stay in Enid. Let's recognize and thank the hosts for the teams in this game. DMACC being hosted by Yard Dogs Baseball and Culligan of Enid. Western Oklahoma State is being hosted by the Enid Bandits Baseball and Merrifield's Office Plus. So thank you very much to all of our hosts as part of that organization. Kelly Jensen puts that all together, that host program, and it's a huge reason why all the teams love coming here to the World Series. Got a nice picture last night of the folks that are the Little League team that's hosting Madison College. They all were supposed to go out to the Little League game, but it got canceled, so they were hanging out on the bus. A bunt by Rodriguez toward third. Noss has to charge. He picks. He throws him out by a step, but the sacrifice is good, allowing Cruz to move to third. So Western playing for a single run this inning, trying to get Cruz home from third base, as Rodriguez shows that he has some power and he can lay down a bunt. One away with Sean McAndrews up. How will DMACC's defense play this? We're only in the 5th inning. There's still 4 more at-bats left, but it's been tough to score runs on both sides. Do you try to cut this run off at home plate? I don't think they're going to play it that way. The shortstop Schmidt and the second baseman Moore will stay back. The corners, though, are in. The batter is Sean McAndrews. The pitch to him. Rounded foul on the first base side. The thing is, Alex Lasham has an arm injury, and he can't put much on the throw. So if the ball even goes to first base, Cruz may try to score and kind of push the envelope with him. McAndrews hoping to hit a fly ball to the outfield. He's 1 for 2 with a first inning single. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Lamberty. Got in front of it and knocked it down. Kurt Russell kneeling just outside the third base coaching box. Sees Michael Cruz at third base with 1 out. And the pitch. A strike right down central. McAndrews could not pull the trigger. Sean has 2 hits and 10 World Series at-bats. Just needs to get the ball in play. Cody Beam could use the strikeout. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. It was a high changeup, and McAndrews swung right through it. A big out number 2 for DMACC's right-handed pitcher. His 3rd K of the day. So with 2 down, Cruz still at third for Francisco Rosario. Can he put the Pioneers in the lead? They've out-hit DMACC 5-2, but have committed 2 more errors. Time was called prior to Beam getting on the rubber, so he steps off. Now we're ready to go. Rosario was 1 for 2. He collected a third inning single, and he takes up and in. Francisco out of the Dominican Republic, a sophomore, 6'1", 170 pounds. And the 1-0 pitch, swung on and fouled back. Western has put 2 runners on base in every inning. Here in the 5th, they have 1 aboard, and they've left them littered all over the place. Scoring just 1 time, they've stranded 7. Threatening to strand their 8th, the 1-1, upstairs. On the other side, DMACC has gone down in order just 1 time, and they've left 3. Infield, outfield, all deep with 2 outs for Rosario. And the 2-1 pitch. Just missed inside. Rosario scooted his legs out of the way. If he can reach, Sherman LaCruz is next. Beam better be careful on a 3-1. He is set, and he pitches. Ground ball chopped in the hole at shortstop. Schmidt has it. Throw to first. Got him. A quick release by Blake Schmidt. A fancy play to end the inning. The leadoff double goes by the boards for Western. A hit and a man left. We go to inning number 6, tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
My future is in natural gas technology.
My future is in teaching. I'm a future business leader.
My future is in computers and IT security.
My future is in diagnostic sonography.
My future is in human services, but there are a lot of majors to choose from.
Lackawanna College offers over 30 degree programs at 5 locations.
Lackawanna College helped define our futures. Call or visit today and find your future at Lackawanna College.
The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting cage and the bullpen. Bottom line, it takes hard work when nobody's watching to join your team on the big stage as you compete for a World Series title. Advanced Pierre Food Company believes in supporting all Enid sports programs and local events, and they are proud to sponsor the NJCAA World Series. Advanced Pierre Food would like to wish the players, coaches, and fans good luck in the JUCO World Series. Let's play ball from Advanced Pierre Food Company.
We go to the 6th inning in a 1-1 tie between DMACC and Western Oklahoma State. Join us following each and every game of the tournament. We'll name our Wings to Go players of the game. Wings to Go at the corner of Cleveland and Garriott in Enid. They've got their Simply Great wings plus burgers, salads, wraps, and a whole lot more. Stop by, see Brian and the crew at Wings to Go, don't you know, sponsor of our players of the game. Elizabeth has tweeted us and says, good luck to the DMACC Bears today. Several young men she has tagged as part of her tweet. We'd like to hear from you as well anytime you get a chance on Facebook or Twitter. DMACC will send 2, 3, and 4 to the plate. Blake Schmidt leads it off after making a very nice play at shortstop. It was all about quickness, getting rid of that ball across the diamond. Wound up throwing out Rosario and leaving that runner stranded at third base. And a great job by Cody Beam to pitch around that leadoff double. So Schmidt is in. Santos delivers a curveball in at the knees, a called strike. So far for Erland Santos, 78 pitches on the day, 44 of them strikes. The 0-1. That's a little bit low. That big double play helped limit that pitch count. Early on, he had 44 pitches through 2 innings. Wondered how long he would stay around. He's going to pitch deep into this one. The 1-1 offering. Grounded foul. Western kind of rolled the dice with their pitching staff. They went down staff in game number 1. Frias pitched against Grand Rapids. Did a great job. They beat them 9-1. They came back against Scottsdale with their number 2, Michael Peoples, but he had the flu, only lasted an inning plus. And they saved Santos for this game. And they got here. Sometimes it's a gamble, and sometimes it pays off. Here's a ball high. The only problem is now if DMACC wins this game, what does Western do? Because Santos, if he had thrown game number 1, would be able to come back later in the tournament. You may not be able to see him at least until Saturday if Western would get there. Coaches have lots of things to think about. A 2-2 count on Schmidt. Here it comes. Ground ball chopped high over the mound out to shortstop. Bobbled by Rosario, and he has no play. That ball chopped right in front of home plate and went sky high. And as Rosario went to go get it, he had to reach out, and the ball popped out of his mitt. You could call it either way, really a hit or an error. Initially, I thought it would easily be a base hit for Schmidt, and they will give him an infield single. The ball wouldn't have carried him so high into the air, nobody would have even got to that high chopper. I initially thought it'd be an easy base hit back up the middle, but that wasn't the case. Turns out to be an infield single because Rosario couldn't handle it. So here is Lacham. He nearly hit a 2-run homer his last at-bat, hit it all the way to the wall where it was caught by Paula with his back against the wall. Santos picks to first, and Schmidt back in safely. DMACC has had their leadoff runner on only 2 times in 6 innings. Lacham still looking for his first base hit of the World Series. He is 0 for 7. The guy that was hitting .374 coming in now has 72 RBIs this season. Santos is ready, and he picks to first. He may have got away with a balk right there. It just didn't look right. I think Dan Fitzgerald is saying that same thing. There might have been a bit of a twitch by Santos prior to his pickoff move. Elizabeth, who just tweeted us moments ago, says that she is doing homework while trying to watch the game and getting a lot done. There's a strike right down the middle. And she's saying that facetiously. She's getting a lot done, and by getting a lot done means watching the game. Lacham has the only RBI for the Bears today. Ground ball out to shortstop, scored Schmidt from first. This combination has produced a run today. Santos is ready. His 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, snap throw to first is not in time. Good throw by Wesson from his knees. Lot of room down the left field line. Paula made a good play on that fly ball that nearly got out of here. He was playing deep to begin with, made sure to get to the wall, and then tracked the baseball right along the fence line, eventually making the catch about 30 feet from the foul pole. A 1-1 count as Lacham is back in. Santos picks to first base. Schmidt dives back in safely. Blake already has a stolen base today. For the season, he is now 15 for 20. DMACC as a team entering the World Series was 87 for 116. A 1-1 tie, top of the 6th inning. Only 8 combined hits, but 4 combined errors. And the pitchers have combined to walk 5 hitters. The 1-1. Low and outside. Good backhand by Wesson. It's a warm afternoon in northwest Oklahoma. The first of 3 games today. This game was supposed to be played last night at 7 o'clock, but thunderstorms forced the tournament officials, to move it to today. Both teams will have to play a doubleheader, win or lose. If you lose, you play the very next game. You win, you play tonight. The 2-1 pitch. High and away. A 3-1 count on Lacham. He's done a good job of being disciplined in this at-bat. Santos is working him away, trying to get the big man to hit the ball to right field. DMACC scored a run in the top of the first inning, an unearned run. Western scored a run in the bottom half, and we've had zeros ever since. Now we're in the 6th. As Schmidt takes his lead. A go pitch here. Here's the 3-1. A curveball outside. Oh, a called strike. Wow, Lacham has to come back to the batter's box. That pitch looked to be well off the plate. Lacham didn't think it was a strike. I didn't think it was a strike. But the only man that counts called it a strike. It's a big break for Santos there. Could have been first and second for DMACC. Will the Bears start the runner? Lacham is a strikeout threat. Do you have enough confidence that he'll put the ball in play to stay out of a double play? Schmidt does have good speed. Sean Moore waits patiently in the on-deck circle. Santos has walked 3. He struck out 3. Doesn't have a strikeout since the second inning. He comes set. The runner not going, and Lasham taps it foul. He chased ball 4. Santos early in the game had some control problems. Walked 2 men in the first inning. Walked a hitter in the third. But since then has only hit a batter, the only blemish in the free pass category. Alex Lasham, the big right-hander from Minnesota. Wigwagging that bat next to his right ear. Schmidt takes his lead, and the pick goes to first. He might have been leaning. He's back in safely. Rodriguez slaps on the tag. Blake Schmidt leaned momentarily. He may be off and running. DMACC wants to get that man to scoring position. There's a couple of Western players swinging a bat in their dugout. Potential pinch hitters down the line. Not much offense today. 8 combined hits and just 2 runs. The pitchers have been very good. Santos and Beam. Let's do it again on 3 and 2. Runner goes. And Lasham lines one foul. Nearly took out some DMACC fans just to be on the dugout. Schmidt had a great jump. He was going to steal that bag, but Lasham had to pull the trigger. LSU Eunice fans beginning to make their way to the ballpark to watch their team play next. Eunice had a great come-from-behind win, courtesy of a 2-run Stuart Turner homer in the bottom of the 8th inning to beat Scottsdale yesterday. The runner does not go, and Lasham chops it foul. So Dan Fitzgerald may be leaving this up to Blake Schmidt whether he wants to run or not. He's gone once, and he's not gone twice. Good at-bat here for Alex Lasham, who was 0 for 2 looking for his first hit in the World Series. He went 0 for 5 against Eunice. He's 0 for 2 today with an RBI. DMACC and Western locking horns in a 1-1 tie, top of the 6th. Santos is set. And a step off, look over at first. No throw by Santos, just trying to keep a close eye on Schmidt. Make him think twice about stealing. Wesson has thrown a man out. There's also been a stolen base against him. Santos is ready. The runner goes, and Lasham takes ball 4, way high and outside. Lasham eventually draws the walk, and 2 are on for DMACC with nobody out. No help yet in the Western Oklahoma State bullpen, but they're starting to stir in the dugout. At what point does Kurt Russell send someone down to get loose? Santos's pitch count is beginning to get high. Sean Moore, the scheduled hitter, has gone down the top with Dan Fitzgerald. Will he be bunting? James Drury on our Facebook page says good luck to both teams, says he just found our Facebook page online watching the World Series. Glad to have him with us. You can get a hold of us on Facebook or Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Good opportunity here for DMACC. Their cleanup man, Sean Moore, at the plate. Schmidt at second. Lasham at first. Will Moore be dropping down a bunt? Pick off back to second. Schmidt had a very shallow lead. Tag applied, but well late. Bill Coates says he's out cutting wheat, and he hopes it to make it here to the ballpark to watch a game. Yeah, got to get that wheat cut this time of year in northwest Oklahoma. That definitely takes precedence over baseball, as much as you'd rather it be the other way around. Will Moore be bunting? Santos is set. He pitches. It's a pitch out. Snap throw back to second. Picked out of the dirt by Rosario. He saved the ball from going into center field. Sean Moore did not show bunt. DMACC may be playing for a big inning. They do have their cleanup hitter at the plate. You've got Noss on deck. 1-1 our score in the top of the 6th inning. 2-1, nobody out for the Bears from Des Moines Area Community College. They started the season very slowly, 6-8, but have won 45 of their last 50. Santos pitches. Moore hitting away, takes a strike at the belt. Western's outfield is still shading. Sean Moore to go the other way. A few steps into right center is La Cruz, and Paola is way off the line. Third baseman McAndrews in, and the 1-1 pitch to Moore. Low and away, a curveball. Santos' pitch count now starting to get up there. Blake Schmidt with an infield single. He's at second base. Lasham drew a walk. He's at first. A long pause and on 2-1. There's ball 3 just off the corner. A 3-1 count. Dan Fitzgerald down that third base line. No real signals, but he does holler something to Sean Moore. With Noss waiting next. Could this be the inning where the Bears break through? Santos comes set. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. He challenged him with a fastball. Moore drew a walk in the first inning but was picked off. He grounded out to second base in the fourth. There is some hitting room down the line. Will the runners be going? They are not. And a foul ball hit down the right field side. Chris Maple says he's listening to our broadcast of Western and DMACC. A really good game so far, you betcha. I also want to say hello to Rox Grundmeyer, who's been listening to the broadcast. Glad to have you folks along. Santos comes set, 2-1, no outs, the 3-2. A foul ball back up and over as Moore staying alive. Santos's velocity really beginning to take a hit. He was early in the game throwing in the lower 90s. That fastball was at 86. His pitch count getting up there. Prior to this batter, well, now he's up at 98 pitches, 55 of them strikes, and there is no help in the bullpen. This is Santos's game. He sets the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball pulled to third. Up with it, McAndrews. He goes to second, gets the out there. After stepping on third, it's a double play. McAndrews stepped on third, threw to second, and got the first 2 runners. As DMACC again threatening, might be turned away. A double play for Western. That's a big time for one. McAndrews had it, just stepped on the bag, and then with Lasham running, McAndrews knew he could go to second to get the out there. So 2 are away and a runner at first. Boy, if DMACC does not score this inning, they will think, what if? Great double play turned by Western. Now here is Jake Noss. And Noss takes a pitch high. First 2 men were on, but the double play erases the 2 lead men. Noss 0 for 2. He struck out and bounced out to shortstop. A lot of room down the left field line. The pick to first base, back in safely, is Moore. Sean may try to steal a base just to get into scoring position. Not a great threat. He's 9 for 13 this year. Erland Santos been living on the edge. Got himself a key double play. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Noss chased a high fastball. That'll put his pinch count over 100. Just in the top of the 6th inning and a 1-1 tie. It's been a slow-moving contest today. Lot of, well, just high stakes. A lot of drama, a lot of base runners. The 1-1. Inside corner, a called strike. Santos with 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's hit a man. Actually, he's walked 4 and struck out 3. Yet he's kept his team in a 1-1 tie with a runner at first and 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. A high fly hit to left center field, but playable for Paula. He calls everyone else off and makes the catch. So Santos does work out of trouble. No runs, a hit, a man left on. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 1-1 tie. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
It's the annual Memorial Day blowout sale. Now's the time to buy at the Mattress Hub. The deals are crazy. Save up to $600 on Tempur-Pedic's most popular model, the Cloud Supreme, plus free delivery. Save up to $400 off on Serta's iComfort. On select mattresses, buy a bed, get a bed free. All this plus up to 4 years interest-free financing and a 1-year comfort guarantee. It's a Memorial Day sale you don't want to miss. Only at the Mattress Hub.
Follow the cheap sheep to the Mattress Hub.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
Our score in the bottom of the 6th inning. LSU Eunice fans arriving in droves. They wait next. They'll play the loser of this contest. What a good game we've had so far, tied up at 1. Just after 2 o'clock here at the ballpark. Glad to have you with us. Ricky Rogo is our producer-engineer on the radio side in our Enid studios for ESPN Radio KCRC, along with Tom Nelson and Mike Nelson, our NJCAA TV crew. My name is Matt Howell. Bottom third due up for the Pioneers as Sherman LaCruz grounds the first pitch to shortstop. Schmidt up, over, and out. 1 pitch, 1 out, leading off the bottom of the 6th inning. Both teams have had lots of opportunities. Western perhaps more chances than DMACC, but DMACC has had 2 of the best opportunities today that have been put down. Erland Santos, the pitcher for Western, has put a sleeve on his right arm, but there's nobody warming in the bullpen. He's going to go back out for the 7th, it looks like, as Rafael Pena takes a ball low and away. This juncture in the year, pitch count may not be that much of an issue. There's a strike over at the knees. 1-1 on Pena. Pena has taken a walk and he struck out, 0 for 1. And he swings here, hits a high fly into foul ground, left field line. On the move, Williams can't catch up to it. The ball is out of the playing area into the area where all the grounds crew sits between games. So a ball and 2 strikes on the Western second baseman. The only starter for the Pioneers to not have a hit during the World Series. He's 0 for 8. Cody Beam off the first base side of the rubber delivers the 1-2. Ground ball to shortstop again. Schmidt fields a waist-high hop and throws out Pena. That's 3 ground ball outs in a row taken care of by Blake Schmidt. Beam is retired, 5 straight hitters. Now he'll deal to Hazel Wesson. That was a great job by Beam in the last inning after the leadoff double by Michael Cruz. He was able to get Rodriguez on the sac bunt, struck out McAndrews, and then retired Rosario to keep that run from scoring. Wesson is 1 for 1, the 9-hole hitter. He takes a pitch at the belt, a called strike. Changeup by Cody Beam. Western has not gone down 1-2-3 all afternoon long. Wesson fouls this one off over the right side. Pioneers got themselves into the if necessary game during the district championships. They played a Dodge City team that had a losing record. Dodge City beat them once, but not the second time, and Western won that if game 7-5. Kurt Russell was telling me that it was one of those windy days where the wind was blowing straight in, and for Western, that's not a good combination. They are a power-hitting club. Hit a lot of fly balls to the warning track. The 0-2 pitch, low and away. Wesson was hit by a pitch in the second inning and singled back in the 4th. If he can reach, Paula would be next. The 1-2 from Beam. Swing and a foul ball straight back into the screen. It's a warm afternoon here in northwest Oklahoma. A few clouds around. The threat of severe weather is definitely imminent later on through the course of the day. I'd say over the next 3 to 4 hours it could pop up. The 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Beam caught him looking on the outside corner at the knees. For the first time today, Western Oklahoma State goes 1-2-3. We're off to inning number 7 in a 1-1 tie. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
My future is in natural gas technology.
My future is in teaching. I'm a future business leader.
My future is in computers and IT security.
My future is in diagnostic sonography.
My future is in human services, but there are a lot of majors to choose from.
Lackawanna College offers over 30 degree programs at 5 locations.
Lackawanna College helped define our futures. Call or visit today and find your future at Lackawanna College.
Who's going to blink first? DMACC and Western Oklahoma State are tied up at 1. Glad to have you with us on this very warm and becoming windy Wednesday afternoon. Game number 13 of the Division II World Series. This game was supposed to take place last night at 7 o'clock, but because of all of the thunderstorms around the area, we had to delay our contest until this afternoon. So for DMACC, Colin Keefe will lead it off. Brad Lamberty and Dalton Leschke will follow. Keefe is 0 for 2, Lamberty 0 for 1, and Leschke 0 for 2. Erlen Santos staying on. First pitch slider is a strike on the outside corner. Western Oklahoma State is starting to get some folks stirring around near their dugout, near their bullpen, but nobody warming yet. Here's the 0-1. Check swing on a ball low. The appeal to first. He went around, says our first base umpire. I'm not so sure. Looked like Colin Keefe checked that swing in time. But nonetheless, nothing in 2. Santos has worked himself out of trouble the last 2 innings. The 0-2 pitch. Check swing on a high breaking ball. Keefe this time held up. A lot of room down the left field line. And on 1 and 2, Keefe takes outside. One score in the top of the 7th inning. 8 combined hits, 5 for Western, 3 for DMACC. They had 2 of those hits in the 3rd inning, but failed to score. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back. A hanging curveball that Keefe wishes he could have back. Santos got away with 1. Colin Keefe has 13 home runs this year. That's 11th best in the country. He was seeing number 14 to put his team in front. So we'll do it again on 2 and 2. Inside, a called strike 3. Boy, Keefe didn't think so. Santos gets his first strikeout since the 2nd inning. 4th strikeout overall, and the leadoff man retired. Keefe has struck out twice. So it's Brad Lamberty. Lamberty has walked and bounced out to first base. Leschke will be on deck, and if anyone can reach Cody Williams, bottom part of the DMACC lineup. Swing and a miss. Nice changeup by Santos. His velocity has certainly declined. Early in the game, we were seeing fastballs at 92, one at 94, mostly around 90 or 91. Now he's in the middle to upper 80s. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. That one at 89. He still has a little bit of zip, but over the 100 pitch count mark. DMACC has somebody starting to get loose in their bullpen as well, if need be, for the bottom of the 7th. The 0-2 to Lamberty, outside. Winner of this game plays tonight against Madison College. That'll be the only 2 winners that are still undefeated. The loser has to come right back and face Eunice in the game that's right after this one at 3:30. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Just outside. Santros trying the corner. Lamberty, the DMACC catcher. It's been great defensively in this tournament. He's thrown out a runner today trying to steal. Trying to get on base with 1 out. And on the 2-2 pitch, he hits a fly ball deep down the right field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it is foul. Just foul as it left the ballpark. Lamberty hit it deep the other way, and he just missed a home run by a matter of feet. That ball was hit well. It's only 300 feet into the corner. Lamberty stuck his hand up like he had it. But Michael Cruz, Elvis Rodriguez, and the first base umpire all stuck their right hands out and said foul. That nearly gave the Bears a 2-1 lead, as Lamberty tried to go the other way and put his team in front 2-1. That's always a possibility for a right-handed hitter. Only 300 feet down the right field line, and the wind is beginning to die down again. A 2-2 pitch. A line drive to center field. LaCruz comes on. He dives and makes the catch. Sherman LaCruz takes a hit away from Brad Lamberty, and there are 2 down in the inning. Well, Lamberty hit the ball twice and had bad luck both times. Just barely missed a home run, and then missed a solid single to center field with LaCruz diving. So 2 men are gone. That'll bring in Dalton Luschke. Luschke knows all about flashing the leather in this tournament. That highlight catch that's now on YouTube. If you haven't seen it, you should. He takes the breaking pitch low and outside, a ball from Erlin Santos. One of the key bullpen pitchers, one of the key relievers for Western Oklahoma State, had to relieve and threw big innings the other day. Here's a fly ball to center, much easier play for LaCruz. Right dead in his tracks, he makes the catch, and 1-2-3 go the Bears. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's stretch time in this winner's bracket matchup. DMACC and Western are tied at 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. What a game to start our day. A 1-1 tie in the bottom of the 7th inning. Fans getting some sun on this Wednesday afternoon. It's a warm one. A lot of fans sitting on the first base side or in the upper deck just to stay out of the sunshine, back where the overhang protects them with a little bit of shade. Cody Beam still on the mound for DMACC. He's pitched a brilliant game so far. He's scattered 5 base hits. His defense has made 1 error. He's walked a couple and hit a couple with 4 strikeouts. He'll have to face the top of the Western Oklahoma State lineup. Esteban Paola leads it off. Beam has retired 6 straight hitters after that leadoff double by Cruz in the 5th inning. Paola bunts. He pushes one first base side. It's going to be a base hit. He pushed it past Beam. LaShawn went over to try to field it, and there was nobody covering the bag. It wouldn't have mattered. A leadoff bunt base hit for Esteban Paula. This guy continues to play at a high level. His 5th hit so far in the World Series and first today. And now Marty Dunlap will step to the plate with the go-ahead run on, leading off the 7th inning. That's always a threat with Paula, is the bunt. His time is called by Dan Fitzgerald, and he will take a trip to the mound. That will give his bullpen an opportunity to start getting loose. There were some guys stretching during the last DMACC at bat. Now they'll start throwing. DMACC wants to talk about what they're going to do defensively in this scenario. Dunlap has a sacrifice bunt today, but he is 18th in the country in hitting with a .431 batting average. During this World Series, all the teams that make it here get paired up with a local business or organization plus a Little League team, and those folks serve as a host during the stay in Enid. Let's recognize and thank the host for the teams in this game. For DMACC, they're being hosted by the Yard Dogs baseball team and Culligan of Enid, and Western Oklahoma State being hosted by the Enid Bandits baseball and Merrifield's Office Plus. So thank you to all those host teams, organizations, and businesses and Little League teams for helping out with our players and teams when they get here to Enid. Conversation is over. Beam will stay on and pitch to Dunlap. Dunlap, a dangerous hitter. Will he be bunting? Move goes to first. Paula had a short lead, back in safely. Western played some small ball earlier in the game, and it hasn't really worked for him yet. Dunlap hitting away, flies one to the alley in right center. On the run, Luschke. He'll get there, pull up, and make the catch. If that was yesterday or the day before, it might have been to the wall in right center field, but the wind is blowing shallow in from right, and it knocked that ball down. So Dunlap flies out for the 3rd time today. Leadoff man gone, and here is Michael Cruz. Cruz, a dangerous hitter, has doubled, reached on an error, and bounced out. He's 1 for 3 in the game. And for the tournament, he is 4 for 9. That leadoff double in the 5th inning, he was left stranded. The pitch by Beam, high and outside. Cruz hit a key home run last year in this tournament, deep over that right field wall. He's a left-handed hitter. And on 1-0, he swings and fouls one off. Boy, he took a hack there. Cruz wears some body armor on that right elbow of his to protect it. The one that was injured preseason. Had to have some screws put in there. Really affected his throwing motion, but he finally got healthy and is now back to go. Our home plate umpire took the bat from Cruz, checked it out, maybe for a potential crack, and said it's okay, gives it back to him. Powell, the runner at first with 1 away, bottom of the 7th inning. The runner goes, the pitch is inside and it goes to the screen. Paula turns at second but will stay there. It'll go as a stolen base, but it does not give Lamberty a chance to throw him out. Now the go-ahead run in scoring position for their 2 best RBI threats, Michael Cruz and Elvis Rodriguez. Two balls and a strike as Beam works off the first base side of the rubber. Western has had a threat in every inning except the 6th. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. An 89-mile-an-hour fastball cut on and missed. Both DMACC and Western fans have 5-gallon buckets, at least a few of them do, pounding, banging, making noise. Western trying to break on top. The 2-2 pitch, fouled off. Cruz just stays alive. Western has out-hit DMACC 6-3. Had 2 outstanding pitching performances by Cody Beam and Erlen Santos. Western still does not have anyone up in their bullpen. Looks like Santos will go back out for the 8th inning. Runner at second base. Only 1 man away. Beam checks on the runner. His 2-2 pitch, way high and outside. Pressure pack scenario late in this game. It's a big game. The winner will advance on to tonight and stay undefeated. Now the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off over the left side by Cruz. Michael Cruz with 11 home runs, 15th in the country in that category. He has 59 RBIs, also 15. And on the 3-2 pitch, he takes it just outside off the corner. Cody Beam does a 360 spin on the mound, thinking he had strike 3, and Cruz takes a walk. A close pitch that went the way of the Pioneers. So now it's Elvis Rodriguez. He's been a big-time hero for Western during the region tournament, during the district tournament, and even here in the World Series, and he'll face a new pitcher. Dan Fitzgerald is back out. Cody Beam will have to give up the baseball, and we will take a timeout. As DMACC goes to the bullpen, we'll step aside. 1-1 our score in the bottom of the 7th. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. DMACC has gone to the bullpen. They bring in a right-hander, Brandon Peterson, a 6'1", 190-pound sophomore from Savage, Minnesota. And Peterson will try to put down this Western Oklahoma State rally. The Pioneers have runners at first and second, and only one man out with one of their best hitters up, Elvis Rodriguez. The numbers this year for Peterson: he is 6-4 with a 4.62 ERA. He does have 3 saves on this season. It's his 20th appearance. Most of them out of the bullpen. He does have 8 starts, 50 2/3 innings pitched. He struck out 55 and he's walked 20. A 1-1 ball game in the bottom of the 7th inning. Western got a leadoff bunt base hit by Esteban Paula. After a fly out to right field, Paula stole second. Cruz drew a walk on a very close 3-2 pitch, and now it's Elvis Rodriguez. Rodriguez, who had the 3-run homer in the victory over Scottsdale to get Western the lead, has 5 RBIs in this tournament, including 1 today. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a sac bunt. Maybe the hottest hitter in the Pioneer lineup. But Peterson, the reliever, after Beam went 6 1/3 innings. The right-hander comes set and delivers upstairs. There is still help in the bullpen for DMACC if they need it. And for the first time, Western Oklahoma State gets somebody loose in their bullpen. The pause by Peterson and the 1-0. Just outside. Teresa Cantwell says she was watching her nephew Cody pitch here in the World Series for DMACC, telling DMACC to pick up this victory. Cody just exited the game Now it's Peterson's game, but a 2-0 count on Rodriguez. And the pitch. That's high for a ball. You don't want to put that go-ahead runner at third base with just one man out. Sean McAndrews is next. Would Rodriguez have the green light? Peterson may lay one in there. Rodriguez is a fastball hitter. Brandon Peterson in relief. Comes set. His 3-0 delivery. Right down central. A called strike. Rodriguez was taking all the way. Avery Carter says, "Go DMACC," cheering all the way from Iowa. 1-1 our score. Runners at first and second for Western, bottom of the 7th inning. Peterson comes set. His 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 upstairs, and the bases are loaded for the Pioneers. A bunt base hit and a pair of walks has loaded him up. Only one ball hit out of the infield, and it was caught for a flyout. So now it'll be up to a pinch hitter. Sean McAndrews will not hit. Their 5th place hitter being pulled back, and will have a pinch hitter for Western Oklahoma State. They'll go to Randy Young, a freshman from Aruba, 6 foot, 210 pounds. McAndrews was 1 for 3, but Young will be the man. Double play ends the inning. Young is trying to hit a fly ball to get the lead for Western. Young does not have an at-bat so far in the World Series. On the season, he is playing in his 55th game, so he's played quite a bit. A .288 batting average. Peterson comes set from the stretch. With the bases loaded, the pitch. Outside for ball 1. Not exactly what Dan Fitzgerald expected from Peterson coming out of the bullpen. He's had control troubles. The go-ahead run is at third base with just one out. Middle infield halfway for the Bears. They want that double play. The corners are in. Young is a left-handed hitter. The pause by Peterson, and he steps off. Licks his fingers to get better command. Now steps back on the rubber. Paolo with the bunt base hit. He stole second, then back-to-back walks to Cruz and Rodriguez. Western trying to get the lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Both teams have had chances. The 1-0, way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. It was tough to pull Cody Beam out of the game. He was starting to become more hittable, and after that last walk, Peterson got the call, but he has not been reliable. He's got to throw a strike to the pinch hitter, Randy Young. His 2-0. That's high and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. No place to put him. Young will be up there, and more than likely he will be taking at least 1 and maybe 2. Until Peterson can show he can throw strikes. Off the third base side of the rubber, the right-hander comes set. The 3-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Young had the green light, and he might have just chased ball 4. He went after a high fastball. It would have been close to being a strike, and I think it was out of the zone. Surprised to see Young take that big hack. A break for Peterson. Now can he use it? A double play ends the inning. A walk, a fly ball, a lot of other things get this game in favor of Western. Peterson comes set. Here is that 3-1. Popped him up, but it's foul and out of play. Peterson has come back to run the count full. DMACC and Western have gone back and forth. Just pitchers duel since the first inning. Both teams scored a run on the first. That's our only scoring. Peterson leans against the rubber. Ball behind his back. He comes set. And on the 3-2, he steps to third, throws back to first, and he is safe at first base. Lasham trying to block off Rodriguez from the first base bag. The two big men get entangled. And somehow Rodriguez just did get back. Lasham is so big that it doesn't matter really who it is. he can almost block them off from getting back to the bag, and he tried to do it, taking out Rodriguez to get the pickoff play. So now we're ready for a 3-2 pitch with them loaded up and a 1-1 tie, bottom of the 7th inning. Peterson comes set. He checks on the runners, kicks the 3-2. He walked him, and Western Oklahoma State grabs a lead on an infield base hit and 3 walks in the inning. It's 2-1 as Randy Young takes a bases-loaded walk. Over to third goes Cruz. Rodriguez to second. In to score is Paula. And that may be all for Brandon Peterson. He came out of the bullpen and walked the only 2 men that he faced. Dan Fitzgerald has no choice but to go back to the pen. Let's take a timeout. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Western Oklahoma State has grabbed a 2-1 lead. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. DMACC forced to go to their closer early. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Western Oklahoma State has taken a 2-1 lead after a bunt base hit and 3 consecutive walks. Walked home a run. The RBI for Randy Young, the pinch hitter in this 7th inning. And Paul Volker is on to do the pitching. Volker is a freshman from Plymouth, Minnesota. We saw him in the game against LSU Eunice. He picked up the save, working a third of an inning, getting the final out of that game. Faced just 2 batters, got a strikeout and a walk. He needs a double play in this scenario. Still only 1 out with Francisco Rosario, the hitter. Rosario has a hit in 3 trips. Western trying to get some insurance now with just 6 outs to get on the defensive side. LSU Eunice has made their way to the ballpark. They will play next. Scheduled first pitch an hour from now. We will be late. Can almost promise that. Volker delivers. A strike at the knees. Dan Fitzgerald was trying to bridge the gap between starter and closer, but Brandon Peterson walked the only 2 men that he faced. Walked in that run. Volker is off the first base side of the rubber and pitches. Just missed off the outside corner. The outfield is straight away. The middle infield is halfway. The corners are about halfway as well. They'll come home to get the double play. In on 1-1. A swing and a fly ball goes to center field. To the gap goes Medina. He'll get there to make the catch. Runner at third tags. He comes home to score, and it's 3-1 Western. Francisco Rosario gets the job done. A sacrifice fly to right center field. Driving in, Michael Cruz. DMACC's going to appeal at third. The runner did tag in time, so it's an RBI for Rosario. They've been able to execute the best the Pioneers have, getting some help this inning. Both of those runs charged to the starter, Cody Bean. So The line on him is complete. 6 1/3 innings, 3 runs on 6 hits. 2 still on for Sherman LaCruz, and the pitch to him is low and away. For Beam, 3 runs. All of them were earned, 3 walks and 4 strikeouts. Peterson responsible for the 2 men left on base as Volker is in. DMACC will have to play catch-up. They scored 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning against LSU Eunice. And may be facing Eunice in the next game if they can't find a rally. There's a check swing, strike down the middle to LaCruz. 1-1. Both these teams will have to play a doubleheader today if the weather holds up for us. The loser plays next, the winner tonight at 7 o'clock. Volker's 1-1. Swung on and missed. LaCruz went after a high fastball. Sherman is 0 for 3. Bounced into a fielder's choice. Grounded out to the pitcher, and he bounced out to shortstop. 3 ground ball outs. With 2 runners on, first and second, 2 runs already in, time is called. It was Western who eliminated DMACC last year in the World Series. This is a winner's bracket game. Volker comes set and pitches. Ground ball pulled to third, diving stop by Noss. He will race to the third base bag and get there ahead of the runner. Outstanding play by Noss, saves at least 1 run and maybe more. But Western Oklahoma State gets the lead. 2 runs on just 1 hit. There were 3 walks and 2 men left on. We're off to the 8th inning, 3-1 Western Oklahoma State. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Western Oklahoma State College, located in Altus, Oklahoma, has been dedicated to making quality higher education more accessible since 1926. Through online degree programs and interactive television courses, students can earn their degree from Western from all over the world. With 30 degree plans, affordable tuition, and schedules that fit both traditional and non-traditional students, it's no surprise that Western is a smart start. For more information about the endless opportunities at Western, call them at 580-477-2000 or visit them online at wosc.edu. Go Pioneers!
The thrill of victory on the baseball field is a direct result of the hours of practice in the batting cage and the bullpen. Bottom line, it takes hard work when nobody's watching to join your team on the big stage as you compete for a World Series title. Advanced Pierre Food Company believes in supporting all Enid sports programs and local events, and they are proud to sponsor the NJCAA World Series. Advanced Pierre Food would like to wish the players, coaches, and fans good luck in the JUCO World Series. Let's play ball from Advanced Pierre Food Company.
DMACC down a couple of runs. Do they have another rally, another late inning rally in that offense? Erlen Santos will stay on to pitch for Western Oklahoma State. He's well over 100 pitches as Cody Williams leads it off. There is activity in the bullpen. Williams grounds the first pitch to second base. Pena comes on to field a low hop, and he throws out Williams. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 8th inning. Could be staring at a DMACC LSU Eunice rematch. The 2 teams that met in the first game of the tournament on Sunday. DMACC won that one 4-3. LSU Eunice awaits the loser of this game. Madison awaits the winner. It's back to the top of the lineup for DMACC, and here's Edwin Medina. Medina takes a strike on the outside corner. He is 0 for 3, grounding out to a double play. Popping up to shortstop and striking out. This is coming after a 4-hit game on Sunday. The 0-1 pitch. Low and away. Heartland, the only team that has the day off. Madison will play tonight at 7. Eunice next. Here's the 1-1. That's high and outside. You had to get a man on to bring that tying run to the plate. The big boppers are a couple of hitters away. Medina, the normal leadoff man. Santos is 2-1. That's low. You got Schmidt next, then it's Lasham if anyone can reach. McAndrews, no longer the third baseman, new third baseman in the game for Western, as a line drive is fouled down the first base side. Western has gone to Cesar Figueroa. Figueroa over at third base. Takes the place of McAndrews after he was pinch hit for. And Medina pops one up into foul ground. Is there a play for Rodriguez? No. He runs up into the stairwell, but that is definitely not allowed. Didn't make the play anyway. But Figueroa over at third base. Rosario, Pena, Rodriguez, the rest of the infield. 3-2 on Medina, and the pitch to him. A soft line drive caught at second base by Pena. Medina went after what would have been ball 4, and he winds up a soft line out to second base. 2 down now for Blake Schmidt. Schmidt today has had the best day as far as DMACC goes. A couple of hits, a walk, and a run scored. Only 1 run for the team from Boone, Iowa. That was in the top of the first inning, but Santos has shut them down ever since. The pitch to Schmidt. Outside. You love to get Lasham to the plate with a chance to tie the game. He is the home run leader in all of NJCAA Division II baseball with 19. He nearly hit one today. And on 1-0, Schmidt takes a curveball in the dirt. All it takes, a bloop in a blast, or a walk in a blast. Just a chance to get Lasham to the dish where he could tie the game. 3-1 Western, top of the 8th inning. Only 9 combined hits. DMACC got 2 in the 3rd inning and 1 in the 6th. That's all for them. As Schmidt grounds one through the right side. That's a base hit. His 3rd hit of the day. He has 3 of the 4 DMACC base hits, and it does give Lasham a chance to tie the game. Lasham with 19 home runs this season. Can he square up Erlen Santos and tie this game? Lasham does have an RBI on a first inning ground out. He flew out to the wall and left, and then walked in the 6th inning. On deck is Sean Moore. 2 big power threats. In fact, there are 4 big power threats in a row. The pitch to Lasham, swing and a miss. He was trying to tie the game, but Santos working him away. Lasham might be best served to try to hit one out to right, although the wind has picked up and is now blowing in from right at about 15-20 miles an hour. Erlen Santos comes set. And the 0-1. That's low. Lasham with 72 RBIs, ranked in the top 5. A .372 hitter coming into the World Series. Does not have a hit yet since coming to Enid. He's 0 for 7. Santos settles. The 1-1 pitch. High and wide. So far, DMACC has stranded just 4, but they've had some chances. Had a man caught stealing after 2 were on in the 3rd inning. Had 2 runners on with 1 out in the 5th inning and bunted into a double play. Had the first 2 men on in the 6th inning and bounced into a double play. So they've had some opportunities but have not been able to capitalize. Lasham in a 2-1 count. Santos comes set. Kicks and pitches. A swing and a foul ball back. That was the pitch to hit for Alex Lasham. It was right down the middle at 88. Couple of right-handers getting loose for Western. Looks like Victor Mendez is beginning to warm. You can see him all the way down that left field line. Runner at first with 2 outs. And the 2-2 pitch. Outside, we have a full count. That will allow Blake Schmidt to run on this 3-2 offering. The outfield playing Lasham to go the other way, even though he is mostly a pull hitter. Powell can cover a lot of ground in left, and they're asking him to do that. Schmidt will get a head start. Pick to first. He's back in safely, being held on by Rodriguez. 3-1 Western Oklahoma State. They got a bases-loaded walk and a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 7th to grab the lead. Time is called again as a ball got loose from beyond the right field wall. Santos pitching into the 8th inning. Well over 120 pitches. He will come set. There goes Schmidt. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A low fastball. Lasham strikes out. He's 0 for 8 in the tournament, and the inning is over. A hit and a man left on. That's all for DMACC. As Western bats in the bottom of the 8th, it's 3-1 Pioneers. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Forbes magazine calls Central Iowa the best place in America for business and careers. If you want a great career, Central Iowa is the place to be. And if you want a great education, come to DMACC this fall. DMACC offers you a practical education that focuses on skills employers are looking for. And by the way, you'll save thousands of dollars in tuition. Fall classes start August 23rd.
It's the annual Memorial Day blowout sale. Now's the time to buy at the Mattress Hub. The deals are crazy. Save up to $600 on Tempur-Pedic's most popular model, the Cloud Supreme, plus free delivery. Save up to $400 off on Serta's iComfort. On select mattresses, buy a bed, get a bed free. All this plus up to 4 years interest-free financing and a 1-year comfort guarantee. It's a Memorial Day sale you don't want to miss. Only at the Mattress Hub.
Follow the cheap sheet to the Mattress Hub.
Western Oklahoma State trying to add to its 2-run lead, 3-1 Pioneers in the bottom of the 8th inning. They'll send up 8, 9, and 1. Paul Volker trying to keep it right here for DMACC. You look ahead for DMACC, they'll send up the middle third, 4, 5, and 6. And they had some 9th inning magic against LSU Eunice, so they want to keep it a 2-run game if at all possible. We'll have a pinch hitter for Rafael Pena. Cesar Figueroa, who came into the game in that spot on the lineup, now playing at third base. This is where he came into the lineup. So there's one more new addition to the lineup somewhere for Western. Randy Young must have stayed in the contest, but this is Cesar Figueroa's spot. And the pitch to Figueroa is over but low. Pena went 0 for 2 with a walk. For Figueroa this year, playing in his 45th game. He gets a high fly ball down the right field line into foul territory. Luschke cannot catch up to this one. It was very similar to the highlight reel play that he made against Eunice, but the ball was out of his reach. For Figueroa this year, he's batting .321, does have 5 home runs and 25 RBIs. It's nice to have guys like that come off your bench. If you're Western, they have a whole host of hitters they could bring into a contest, including Manny Marmol, who's won the Home Run Derby 2 years running, but he is yet to play in this tournament. Figueroa takes it low. Wesson and Paula are scheduled next. This ball popped up, back of second base. Sean Moore with a couple of feet, both of them on the infield dirt, coming from the outfield grass, puts away the first down. And now it is Wesson, who is 1 for 2. Western with just 6 base hits, but that bunt single by Esteban Paula kick-started what became a 2-run rally. A bunt base hit and 3 straight walks, then a sacrifice fly. Wesson takes it outside from Volker. Paul Volker in his 2nd game in the World Series. He worked a 1/3 of an inning against LSU Eunice. There's a ground ball, pulled to third. Noss next to the foul line, fields, and throws out Wesson. Noss was playing right on the line, guarding it, playing no doubles defense, and Wesson pulled it right to him. So the first 2 men are gone for Esteban Paula. A run in the first inning for each of our teams. And then not again until this 7th frame did Western get 2 runs across. Volker delivers, swing and a miss. Paula way out in front of a breaking ball that wound up in the dirt. He scored 2 of the 3 Western runs. Officially is 1 for 3. Romeo Room saying good luck to Western. Hopes they get their 2nd ring as Paula swings and fouls one back. They won it last year, their first championship. Looking for their 2nd in a row. Sean Stutzman says go DMACC. He wishes he could be there to support his teammates. Here's a fly ball to center field. Medina backpedals a couple of steps. 1, 2, 3 go the Pioneers as Volker does the job. DMACC's got to have a couple of runs to tie, 3 to get the lead. We go to the 9th inning. Western Oklahoma State 3, DMACC 1. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
To book your Enid getaway, go to visitenid.org or call 877-999-ENID.
It's Northcutt's Memorial Day sale. Get great rebates, Memorial Day bonus cash, liquidation discounts, and 0% for up to 72 months. New 2012 Chevy Silverado 1500 extended cab, only $26,749. Or a 1500 Crew, just $24,897. 2012 Chevy Sonic, just $15,499. Get pre-approved online at northcuttauto.com or call toll-free to lock in your best deal. Northcutt Chevrolet Buick Enid, your shortcut to a great deal.
Erlen Santos is going to try and stay on and pitch a complete game. He's thrown a gem so far, 1 run in the first inning, an unearned run on just 4 base hits. But as the stat program that kept track of the pitches has died on us, I don't know exactly what his pitch count is. It's well over 120, and he's going to pitch into the 9th inning. He'll be done for the tournament. He will not be able to come back, you wouldn't expect at all, even on Saturday, if Western got to that point. Sean Moore leads it off for DMACC and takes the ball low and away. Western fans could be seeing Santos for the final time in his Pioneer career. He won the championship game of the World Series last year, beating Jones County, Mississippi. Moore grounds one hard. Good stop by Figueroa. And from his backside, throws him out. What a play by Cesar Figueroa. My goodness. He went down to his belly and rolled over and flung that ball to first, and he had more time than he thought and still made the play. Leadoff man retired. DMACC down to their final 2 outs. The new 2nd baseman for Western Oklahoma State is Sorik Liberia. He's from Curacao. He took the place of Rafael Pena. He's batting on that number 5 spot. Here's Jake Noss. And Noss takes a curveball high and tight. Western Oklahoma State trying to go 3-0 in the World Series and meet Madison tonight at 7 in the winner's bracket. The 1-0 pitch. Ground ball. This one Figueroa knocks down at 3rd. He picks it back up and throws him out. 2 good plays in a row by Cesar Figueroa. My goodness. Been in the game for 2 innings. He's getting tested and has passed both tests. Santos 1 out away from a complete game. DMACC down to its final out, and it's Colin Keefe, the designated hitter. Keefe is 0 for 3. What a game pitched by Santos today. He pitches to Keefe, and Colin a swing and a miss. The defending national champions looking to get back in the winner's bracket and be 3-0 with a date with Madison tonight. The wind, the 0-1 pitch, way outside. If Keefe could reach, Lamberty would be the tying run. He's in the on-deck circle. Only 1 run for Des Moines that came in the first. The 1-1 pitch. A swing and a high fly in foul territory down the right field line. Cruises over, runs out of room. The ball leaves the ballpark. Maybe going into that indoor hitting cage down the right field line. And the Bears are down to their final strike of this game. DMACC cannot make the comeback. Down to their final strike, they'll have to come right back and play the next game against LSU Eunice. That'd be a rematch from Sunday. Eunice is here, and they are waiting next. Keefe down 1-2. Santos looking for the complete game. He's in the windup. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Western Oklahoma State advances. And a complete game gem tossed by Erland Santos to pitch the Pioneers to game 15 at 3-0. Your final score, Western Oklahoma State 3, DMACC 1. Your postgame is on the way as this is the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods. We're back at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, where Western Oklahoma State has stayed in the winner's bracket. They're now 3-0 in World Series play, defeating Des Moines Area Community College 3-1. Western will move on to face Madison, Wisconsin tonight at 7 if the weather cooperates. DMACC will have to stick around and play the very next game against LSU Eunice. Game time will be probably around 3:40 or 3:45 once they get the field ready, and Eunice takes pregame maybe around 3:30 if everything can get going quicker. We'll have to wait and see. Well, of course, we'll have that for you right here on KCRC, and for you folks that are listening in Boone, Iowa, you will be carrying that game coming up next as well, I would expect. Let's break down how this game unfolded. DMACC got its only run in the top of the first inning. It was an unearned run. After a man was out, Blake Schmidt drew a walk. He stole second base and moved to third on the throwing error as the throw went to the second base from the catcher, and it got away. So Schmidt was at third, and Alex Lasham drove him home with a ground ball to shortstop. It was 1-0 DMACC. Western Oklahoma State came right back in the bottom of the first and tied the game. A leadoff hit by pitch to Esteban Paula. Marty Dunlap sacrificed the man to second. Michael Cruz would reach on an error, putting runners on the corners, and then Elvis Rodriguez drove the man home with a line drive base hit off the left field wall. We were tied at 1 and stayed that way until the 7th inning. Cody Beam was on the mound for DMACC and gave up a bunt base hit to Paula leading off the inning. After a flyout, Paula stole second, and then Beam walked Michael Cruz, putting runners at first and second. DMACC went to the bullpen, brought in Brandon Peterson. and he would proceed to walk the next two men, Rodriguez and the pinch hitter Randy Young, to force home a run. That made it 2-1. DMACC had to go to Paul Volker out of the bullpen. He allowed a sacrifice fly, and Western had a 3-1 lead, and that was all that would be needed for Erland Santos, as Santos pitched a complete game gem, giving up only one run. It was unearned on 4 hits, 6 strikeouts, 4 walks, and a hit by pitch. They basically rode him all the way. He should not be pitching in the rest of the tournament. You wouldn't expect after more than 125 pitches, but he was definitely the star of the game today with that complete game victory. For Western Oklahoma State, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and 10 men left on. For DMACC, 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left on the base pass. The winning pitcher is Santos, that complete game with 1 run on 4 hits. The loss goes to the starter, Cody Beam, 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and 2 hit by pitches. Brandon Peterson faced 2 batters, walked them both. Paul Volker, an inning and 2/3 of scoreless relief. With the win, Western Oklahoma State is now 47-15. They will face Madison, Wisconsin tonight at 7, a meeting of the only 2 remaining undefeated teams. With the loss, DMACC falls to 51-14. They will play the very next game against LSU Eunice, a rematch from Sunday afternoon. Your final score, Western Oklahoma State 3, DMACC 1. Let's take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have your Wings to Go players of the game. This is the NJCAA Division II World Series, presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.
Let me tell you about my college, Lackawanna College.
A 2-year, highly respected college that can prepare you for a career or to move on to a 4-year program.
5 regional locations, over 30-degree programs, and more.
I'm a future paramedic who found my future at Lackawanna College. Call or visit today and we'll help you find your future.
Hey Monique, wait up!
Manny, good to see you.
Wow, great outfit.
I got it on Park Avenue.
Park Avenue? You're a classy lady, Monique, but can you afford to shop on Park Avenue?
You can if it's Park Avenue in Enid, Oklahoma. I got this outfit for only $5 at Park Avenue Thrift.
Park Avenue Thrift? What's that?
It's a thrift store in the 500 block of South Grand, right on Park Avenue. They have anything you could want, even outfits like this one at ridiculously low prices.
Is it exclusive? Can you get me in, Monique?
Of course, anyone can shop there. That's why they call it Enid's own community thrift store. And the best part is that 100% of the profit is given back to the community. Would you like to go with me? It's just up the street.
I'm no dummy. Let's go.
We're back at David Allen Memorial Ballpark, where Western Oklahoma State has beaten DMACC 3-1 to move into the winner's bracket against Madison, Wisconsin tonight at 7. DMACC will turn around and play LSU Eunice here in about a half hour to 45 minutes. Time now to name your Wings to Go players of the game. Wings to Go at the corner of Cleveland and Garriott in Enid. They have their Simply Great wings, but they also have burgers, salads, wraps, and a whole lot more. Stop by and see Brian and the crew at Wings to Go, don't you know? Wings to Go, sponsor of our players of the game. First off, for DMACC, Blake Schmidt. What a day he had. He had 3 of the team's 4 hits. He also drew a walk and scored the only DMACC run. And it's a no-brainer for Western Oklahoma State. Erland Santos, a complete game gem, just 4 hits, went the entire way, gave up only 1 unearned run, 6 strikeouts, and he pitches his team into an important game tonight against Madison. Well, you know the schedule. Eunice and DMACC coming up next. John Herrick will have the call tonight at 7. I'll be back for Western and Madison. A great day of baseball on the way. There is the threat of thunderstorms. Let's hope they stay away until we're finished up here tonight. My thanks to all the folks back in Boone, Iowa for listening to our broadcast here today. We'll be back with you here momentarily for game number 2 on KWBG. My thanks to Ricky Rogo, our producer-engineer for ESPN Radio KCRC, and for Tom Nelson and Mike Nelson, our CTV Sports and NJCAA TV crew. This is Matt Howell repeating your final score for the final time. Western Oklahoma State advances as they beat DMACC 3-1. So long for just a while from David Allen Memorial Ballpark as you've been listening to the NJCAA Division II World Series presented by Advanced Pierre Foods.